Boom, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live on a fantastic Friday night, a doubleheader Friday night, as always, here at the Wrestling for Life Network. We thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of the show. And welcome, welcome, welcome. It's going to be a good one. We got Smackdown, we got Rampage, and me and that pretty face going to talk about all the wrestling. We're going to talk about the Rumble. We're going to talk about everything that's going on in the wrestling world. It's an exciting time. It's going to be a fun day. Fun night, and yeah, strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network, and we are back at it again. Looking forward to tonight's action. It's going to be an interesting one. The go-home show for the 2024 WWE Royal Rumble. Should be exciting. We'll see what happens. LA Knight slated to go against Solo Sikoa tonight, and so much more. We're going to dive into it all. But like I said, we watch more live wrestling than anyone else out there. We are your wrestling utopia, the wrestling friends you can't get in your real life. And we are happy to be here again. I hope everyone is happy, healthy, and safe. And I will remind you that I am Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. That's Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight KJ White. I am Big Nick. And yes, we almost got what I feel like is a little bit of almost a Royal Rumble pre-show here tonight with Friday Night Smackdown. Like Monday Night Raw was more advertised on the segments, not so much on the matches. This is very heavy on the matches here. Like we've got the women's tag titles on the line versus the Kabuki Warriors. We've got Bobby Lashley and the Profits, the Pride there, taking on the Final Testament.
Yes.
So yeah, we've got a pretty decent card here. We've got LA Knight versus Solo, like you mentioned.
Yeah, I'd be curious if this match actually transpires into an actual match. In recent memory, these setup matches haven't led to much other than more story. But yeah, on the eve of Royal Rumble, I'm not expecting groundbreaking things. The women's tag title match is really intriguing, though. Could the Kabuki Warriors be the tag team champions when we get to Rumble tomorrow? Very interesting. Chance and Carter just got those belts. So I'm very intrigued by this one. Not to mention, again, we kind of see the debut, I guess, of they're a face-to-face tonight, so not a match.
Oh, I thought it was a match.
Yeah, face-to-face between the Pride and the Final Testament.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun.
Well, we've also got Carlito going one-on-one with Santos. Could we see, I know we did our Royal Rumble prediction show earlier, just a couple hours ago and everything, but could we see any debuts, any surprises tonight before the Rumble? Like, could we see a Andrade show up with the Carlito Escobar match or anything?
Yeah, on a quick side note, Carmelo versus Theory, which we'll talk about. But yeah, with Santos' situation, no, I wonder if, they save it. It would be weird for me if he came out tonight. Maybe you have a moment at the Rumble. Santos is in the Rumble. He's in the ring, and Andrade shows up to find him. That's kind of how I would play this. So maybe it's just more losing for Lawo, and Lawo needs a leader.
Gonna need a hero.
Right? So, yeah, very intriguing. Like I said, Carmelo Hayes, who's been doing double duty between NXT and SmackDown, will take on Theory. We recently saw them kind of go toe-to-toe and not work out so well. So,
yeah, no Spanish flies. No Spanish flies.
No Spanish flies.
But, well, Carmelo, I think, is a guy that we missed in our previous show that is a guy who I feel is going to be in the Rumble match.
Yeah, you know what? We didn't mention him. But yeah, I could definitely see Carmelo Hayes being in the Rumble tomorrow night. Again, lots of spots to fill. We went through a handful or a good handful of potential, dark horses, surprises. And still the chat had another half dozen to 10, names that we didn't mention. And here we are still digging up more. So yeah, lots of options here.
Well, and that's what I'm so excited for with this weekend. We only have 4 matches on the card. We talked about that. Going
Go
to be a
crazy.
lot of time for these matches to really have some time and really tell some stories and everything. And I think we're back to getting stories layered throughout the Rumble with who eliminates who's long in here, who shows up where, all of that. There's so many different layers and options going here. It's fantastic this weekend.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. And again, on the eve of that, now I will remind everybody, like we said, we do have Rampage tonight. It's got some intrigue to it, some interesting bookings.
Still a thing.
It's still a thing. It still exists. So we will be here for the next 3+ hours. And as we always say, remember to get in that chat. Remember the super chats, the super stickers. The chat is busy as hell nowadays, and we appreciate it. We really do. This channel is growing by the minute. January will be another record month for us. Feels like at the end of every month, we're like, and a record, and a record.
Well, and trust me, these ain't no Tony Khan records or anything like that here. We ain't just saying everything's great just to say it's great. We appreciate everybody that's here for a second or more. We always say, give us, 30 seconds of your time, and we'll make you at least a fan of us, if not the rest of them. The rest of them may suck, but we never do.
Facts. Absolute facts. So let us know what you're looking forward to tonight, how you feeling, what's on your wrestling mind. I guess we can quickly say hello to the early birds who have popped on up and are ready for this.
Real quick,
one.
I just wanted to click on this one because I found this was hilarious. It was just shout out Jay West of, I usually don't do the whole SmackDown thing, but I made the mistake of criticizing AEW in a Facebook group and face the wrath. I need rational wrestling talk tonight. Well, you found the perfect place for that, sir.
You came to the right place. We are the Wrestling Utopia for a reason, and we do welcome all opinions. We might not always agree. We don't always agree with each other. So, yeah, let us know. And again, trust me, I have felt that wrath from both tribes on multiple occasions. So I hear you, my friend.
Right. But do you want to run through the peoples, or do you want me to
kick it off with Bonkers saying hello? Can we play Spin the Wheel? And the number it lands on is the number of your wrestler of the Rumble. Very interesting, very intriguing. We might have to try and figure something out because, I mean, putting the prediction belt on the line with 4 matches is going to be very tricky.
Yeah, seriously. Well, it's going to get down to that. Like, do I, as the king of props, I guess, do I need to try and find like that one of those little spin the wheels and just have everybody's like chat name on there or something? Yeah.
Maybe we might have to come up with something.
Right.
C Money. Welcome back, Damien. That's a long one. I'll get back to it. Bonkers. We said hello to Easy Bake. AJ's back with us. Eric Tate.
Easy Bake is in attendance there, much like Anthony will be in attendance at the Royal Rumble, live in full effect. But I know Victor, Easy Bake. Yeah, sorry.
I believe Victor and Sophie from the chat are also going to be there. So get together and have a Wrestling for Life party. Get a group picture.
There you go. Well, and I know Scott Woodford, he told me he's going to be on the Jericho cruise wearing our t-shirts and everything like that.
Yeah.
I want to see him get a picture with our t-shirt, him with Jericho there. I just want to get that and send that and frame that to you.
Scott, I will send Scott a new t-shirt if he can get a picture with Jericho wearing our shirt. Just knowing.
I want to burn that one.
I just want to hear like, Jericho was like, so this Wrestling for Life thing.
Right.
Are they good guys?
The shows in the exact video and everything. Yeah. Here's what they hit you.
Wonderful. Yeah. But Eric Tate, good to see you. Joe Wright in the house. Good to see you. I like this one real quick. I'll stop on Joe for a second, but Booker T at 25, sucker. Now, we didn't mention Booker earlier, but people have said, could Booker get in for a couple minutes?
Comes in at number 5, the five-time WCW champion.
Right? Him at 5, X-Pac at 6.
Yeah, 6. Yeah, there you
go. We got all the numbers.
Right.
Looking forward to Big Nick saying what and KJ saying dun, dun. He actually said it first this time. Juan, good to see Ronnie Hood gave us a like as always. Make sure you've done the same. We want to see those likes hit triple digits and be a friend, tell a friend, because we want to see this chat hit triple digits as well. But CX99, Chris is back with us. Good to see
Easy Bake. If you can hear the sound of my voice right now, remind us in the chat what's your sign says, because I know you mentioned in one of the streams that you brought a sign there.
Oh, is that what I thought you were like asking? Like I thought you were like.
No, I wasn't trying to ask you.
get a
I'm
date.
not out here. What's your astrological
What's your
sign? I'm a
sign?
Virgo. Are you a Cancer? No.
I saw it. I was like, what is Nick doing?
No, I thought he mentioned that he brought a sign, that he was going to bring a sign. And so I was trying to, I think it was revolving around the Raw Netflix deal. So I wanted to remember what his sign was. So if we saw it, we could shout it out.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wasn't asking him if it was the dawning of the age of Aquarius.
Right. Oh, you're going to the show? What's your sign? We should hang out.
Let's link up, my guy. When that
already
at the end of the bar starts giving you that look.
Right. Chambers is back with us. Richard Jr. is always good for a chuckle. How you doing, Christian Power, the man who knows it all? MDB. Speaking of chuckles,
Christian, are you related to Austin Powers, or is it just no relation?
Right. So yeah, CJ Brand. Who? CJ Brand.
Who?
Yeah, right.
Who? That guy.
And the chosen vessel. The chosen vessel.
Pause.
What's up, big dog? How you doing, man?
Just go back to big dog. Stop taking it to the Biblics.
Right.
It's getting awkward.
Hello, Posimoto and Yosemite KJ. You can have that.
Yukon Canadian News, go.
Right. Go. Fucking Grizzly Adams did have a beard.
Right.
All right, let's answer some of these questions while we're in the pre-show. We will remind everybody we're about 15 minutes or so away from the start of SmackDown. But just like tomorrow, we are live at 6:30. We are the pre-show to the pre-show. We're bringing you all the fun stuff. So my next question is, what did Triple H know? And when did he know, if he's involved in any sort of covering of Vince? Yeah, we're not going to dive too far into this, and I'll tell you why. It's speculation at this point. I can't tell you that. I'm no expert. I wasn't there. Triple H, I have no idea. I have no idea who knows, who doesn't know. Again, if we all talked about this, Nick, the story came out, and none of us were like, when you first read the headline, nobody was shocked. Like, oh, okay. When you read the article, you were appalled, but none of us were shocked. We knew this type of shit was happening. It already had Vince McMahon pushed out. He's been sued before, NDAs before. But as far as anything else, and I know a lot of content creators are jumping on with their 2 cents and, lighting their fucking torches and grabbing their pitchforks. But a lot of it right now is speculation. And this isn't something that we've done specific to Vince or WWE. Recently, when claims came out about another company, we can offer some conjecture, but we got to keep most of it. We can't say anything in either way till we know more. And when we know more, trust me, we'll be right there to give you our opinion on it.
Well, and respectfully, like I said, even last night, everything you read in that was deplorable, despicable, reprehensible, but it's almost at a level with that whole situation. It's that much of a sensitive subject, a graphic subject, that if you want to look that up, you are fully welcome to do that. Everything like that. That's something that I said, as a 35-year-old grown adult, I don't feel super comfortable talking on, because it's such, like I said, a sensitive subject, and it goes really strange.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, I want to focus on the wrestling. I want to focus on the Rumble. I want to focus on it, and at the ultimately, I think the entire wrestling world would be a better place. Even prior to this report coming out with that man just moving on, we celebrated when he was kind of pushed away from the day-to-day operations. And if they're going to start losing sponsors because of this story, they will, TKO cannot put the shareholders ahead of him. This is in his own when it was his company, and you hear rumors about Slim Jim, fuck it, we'll get Jack Links. Like, you can't do that anymore.
No.
You're dealing with a board.
Yeah, Ari's already come out before even the deal, or just shortly after the deal, and said that Vince was clearly a liability beforehand, and now they've made a statement after this of pretty much saying, but we can't be held responsible for what happened before, which, I mean, I get it's corporate speak, but they seem like they're trying to do as much as they can to separate themselves from him.
Well, and as they should. I mean, I kind of mentioned this to you before. I mean, like, imagine buying like you buy a local restaurant, you open it up, and the previous owner just sullied the location so bad that you can't get out from under it. So they do have to distance themselves. And again, if the stories and reports are true, don't just sue the man. Put him in jail. He's clearly a fucking criminal. But again, I just don't want to join the parade on social media that speaks before knowing.
It's to me, it's what else is there to say? I feel like everybody's
Yeah,
kind of
that's
saying
fact.
everything. It's realistically
Mhm.
like at this point, you are welcome to your opinion, your interpretation of it, but it is laid bare
Mhm.
100%. Everything that is out there, you can read, you can get all of the. There was PDF files of the goddamn court documents,
Mhm.
so it is out there. Your opinion is your opinion, and you are entitled to your opinion. But it's one of those of I don't think it's any spot that I would want to try and speak on knowing anything because it's still so up in the air.
Right. Well, back to better news. Easy Bake is in the building, as we mentioned. Everybody yelling, yeah. He said it's packed. That's good to know. That's good to know. Is Solo taking another loss tonight? I don't think so. I think it'll be a DQ or
No
some.
contest.
Yeah, he can't keep taking L's, Nick.
Yeah, but it'll probably be like a no contest or something like that. Well,
Yeah.
because you have LA Knight take an L right before he's about to, like that really specifically diminishes LA Knight.
Yeah, can't see LA Knight taking the L the night before Rumble either. So, yeah, some tomfoolery will be, it might open the show and turn into a tag match by the end of the night. So, we'll
Right.
find out.
Easy
Are
big.
we in? What's that?
No, I just see him recently commented. So that way, again, if you can hear my voice, let me know what your sign is. That's all I was going to say. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
We need to know if you're a Capricorn, an Aquarius, or a
Yeah.
Leo. Man. Get in here, Easy Bake. But
Sorry.
oh, not a problem. Not a problem. Do you guys expect anything big tonight? I don't. A lot of build up, a lot of trying to get you excited for tomorrow. Shit. I mean, realistically, they could add in something involving the Pride and the Final Testament to Royal Rumble tomorrow, based on how this face to face goes.
Well, it could be the pre-show match, like I said when we kicked off the show. This feels kind of like the pre-show for the Royal Rumble. Like I think we're probably going to see a women's tag titles change hands tonight.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning with you. Yeah, Chance and Carter, great. You did a good little job, a couple weeks, but Damage Control with all those belts helps solidify them as a force in the women's division.
Well, I think it plays into the story of the women's Royal Rumble. And is it interesting that Chance and Carter, Kane Carter, and Katana Chance somehow surprisingly sparked the women's tag team division? Like they actually now seems interesting a bit because they've been champs.
I'm actually surprised by that comment because I actually give it credit to Chelsea Green, mostly Chelsea Green, but
Oh
Chelsea
yeah,
Green and Piper Niven.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she kind of made those belts matter. Like she was vocal about having the belts. She was vocal about not giving them up. Chance and Carter come in, they're young and hip, but you do see the fact that Triple H is definitely trying to put together a women's tag team division, which is great. Good
Absolutely,
evening.
absolutely.
I predict Mr. McMahon comes out at 30. 30 is too old for him. Book at 25, and you can dig that sucker. I like it. Got that one. What else haven't we got yet? Dun, dun, dun.
We got
Oh,
we got Artie down here. Guys, does Sasha return tomorrow? Yes or no? I say yes. I think he says yes too.
yep. Someone asked about Okada. You called out Okada in our preview
Well, you sat
show.
there and threw out MJF in the Rock, so I had to come up with some name, some big name here.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
part of me just did MJF to fuck with you, but at the end of the day, who knows, man? I read a thing right before we went live about apparently, there's trouble in paradise, and MJF and Tony Khan aren't really talking right now. They're not really happy.
if he's not signed, Tony Khan, you damn fool. I'll be like Carlton Heston at the Planet Apes. You blew it, you idiots.
Right? Yeah, no, I mean, Sasha showing up tomorrow, I think it's a thing. Everybody said it was, and I want it to be a thing because I love when the dirt sheets are just adamantly wrong. SRS went on the record of being like exactly 95% likely. So then I start cheering against it, right? Alvarez, oh, it's a done deal. All right, let's talk about it. So I
Right.
want to hear her. I want to see and hear her music hit tomorrow and her walk out and be a big part of this show.
Well, and then there was the rumored, allegedly leaked, fake or maybe real, Sasha Banks already on the merch store. So
Yes. Yeah. And people talked about, they updated Punk's profile. Sorry, somebody threw me off, but
no, you're good.
Monet.
Money.
I can
But
hear your voice.
that's the thing, though, is to me, I said it even during our prediction show of it's been all quiet on the Sasha front here, much like it was when Punk showed back up.
Yeah.
So I think it sounds and feels eerily similar.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree with that. And I mean, it seems like the writing's on the wall. Part of me wondered, and people surmised when Tony went through his last little meltdown, was that the day he found out he wasn't getting Sasha Banks?
Yeah.
Like every time something goes really awry for him, he goes to Twitter and just vents.
Has a bad day because you
Right?
had a bad day. My sign is vitamins, Aquarius takeover.
Nice.
Look what you started. TJ saying, "What's good, little TJ here? Are you related to little Jimmy then?"
Right? What's going on, TJ?
Let's see, Zach. Do it. Break the surprise if you know Sasha's coming back.
We
I
don't
think
know.
it could happen.
Do you know?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I got as good odds as being right as SRS, as Meltzer, as Alvarez, everybody.
Like we think, Trinity Fatu, Naomi's going to return tomorrow. We think, certain things. Like I know people out there when, talking about, Okada's not done with New Japan till the 31st. So what? We're talking about big companies with big money. Shit happens. They can work things out.
The back end of 2023 and especially 2024 in pro wrestling has proved anything. It proved that anything is possible. Yeah. Dwayne is on the board of directors on TKO. Yes. CM Punk is in, WWE. Okada's a free agent. Sasha's a free agent. This, that, and the third. There is just anything and everything. Nick Nemeth is in TNA. There is anything and everything happening in pro wrestling. Mustafa Ali is getting all over the place. He's doing his best Bray Wyatt impression that me and Anthony got popped on there last night.
Yeah. Dun dun dun. Where was it? I saw a comment I want to click on, but the chat, I kind of got all over the place with this chat here. Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going?
I had a big guy calling out AJ Lee could be a potential return. I see Corey Double J to kick off the Rumble match. Ain't he great? No.
I've heard Trick Williams might be on SmackDown tonight. That'd be interesting. Especially with the storyline ongoing in NXT. I'm okay with that.
Absolutely.
See if that crowd starts to whoop that Trick chant.
Well, could we see a surprise Trick pop in the Men's Royal Rumble just to have that reaction of 70 some odd thousand people in Tampa saying whoop that Trick, or
it'd be definitely a test.
About to whoop somebody's head.
Yeah, it would definitely be an interesting, to see if he gets that reaction from the bigger crowd. But I'm sure once they figure out what everyone's saying, they'll join in.
Right. Scott,
Richard,
what up?
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just, you had it pulled up, so I was saying hi to Scott.
What's up, Scotty? Only Sasha Banks coming to WWE as a surprise. Return and Jade Cargill as a surprise debut. Yeah, I got Jade in it. I got Jade winning it. I'm retired. I'm
What were you about to say?
Yeah, I'm restarting that.
Yeah, let's try that again. Rewind. But no, I think
I'm on a limb.
Both had Sasha and Jade in our kind of final four for the women's Rumble.
Fair enough. I completely agree with that. I mean, it's a dark horse. Might not even happen. Which I picked. That would be 2 years in a row. I picked somebody that doesn't make it in. Oof.
But this though seems super valid when we talked about it. Only 11 guys for the men's Rumble have been announced, and only 6 women for the women's Rumble have been announced. Yeah. So this field is wide open.
Oh, absolutely. And MDB pointing out that Roman's matches are always long. I mean, his entrance is 25 minutes alone. So, that'll take up some time. Plus, there's 4 of them this time.
Right. But now does he stack him, rack him, and pin him?
Cannot. No, like, I mean, it's one thing when you do it to Edge and Bryan at the point in the careers where they were, but you can't take three guys that are actively pursuing
So who takes the pin?
LA Knight probably.
Mm.
Sorry, LA or AJ. I think anybody but Roman. Well, obviously Roman given the pin, but anyone but Randy.
Yeah, I think it might be AJ. I'm kind of more of just saying that, hoping that maybe it doesn't. I think if LA takes the pin, it kind of officially knocks him down a peg. I think maybe AJ can survive taking that pin.
Yeah, quite possibly. CJ Brand letting us know that this has to be one of the most anticipated Royal Rumbles in modern time. I agree. And again, we don't know 27, 28, of the competitors wide open with so many free agents. Shit, maybe there's someone that, they let go that they want to bring back. We don't know. There's so many options.
You could still see, respectfully, somebody like Jacob Fatu and Alex Hammerstone show up in the Royal Rumble.
Well, did you see the report? I guess Booker T was quoted on his podcast of he's pushing for Jacob Fatu.
And well, I know he's kind of done a lot of stuff with him, like reality wrestling and everything, Booker's promotion. Yeah. And wasn't it around this time last year, I want to say, when Solo debuted? So what if we have somebody else that shows up and gets added in the bloodline? Because whether it's been mercenaries or it's more family members, we've both kind of talked about adding more members to insulate Roman a bit here.
Well, if history is going to repeat itself, which is going to make a lot of people that are listening to me right now cringe a little bit, but if history repeats itself, Jimmy and Solo are probably going to get involved in this fatal four-way at some point. It would be very interesting if kind of, Jimmy's tied up with one, Solo's tied up with the other, so it looks like Randy might win or whoever, and there's another member of the bloodline. People are going to be like, fuck's sake.
There's more of you. But on a side note, as I see still Juan in the chat, Kyle in the chat, everybody in the chat, is there something to be said that is the Anawahi family the best family in pro wrestling history, with the size, the amount that they've been at the top level of every aspect of this? Now you have Dwayne on the board of directors that owns WWE.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty remarkable. If you look at the size of, the Samoan dynasty and how big it has become and how many impact players they've produced. And even some of the, you go back to the territory days, how big some of those Samoan, some of the ancestors have been.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to argue, man. Has there been? I mean, you talk about the Hart family, it was like 5 people, 6 people, their kids never really got into it. Natty's kicking around great, but what other big families had this type of long-standing, meaningful longevity? But I'm getting
level.
now.
Sorry. Oh, I will.
So when you sync up, ladies and gentlemen, Big Nick and I are syncing up. Smackdown is beginning. I got now on my screen.
I have a Bronco commercial.
Canyonero.
Oh, Canyonero.
But the show will be kicking off. I see 70 plus with us already. Get in that chat. Say hello. We will catch up on as many of these as we can. Trust me. We try. We try.
Then.
Oh, you went past me.
Wait. Now I have now. I'm about to get forever right now.
When you get forever, we're good.
I got forever.
Forever. All right, here we go, folks.
Together.
The go home show for tonight's SmackDown is upon us. I'm starting off with a big Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
Anyone think Okada, MJF? MJF, I'm 95% certain he's not. Okada, I'm a little more open to the possibility. As we are in Miami. Is that the 305?
Heat is all. Welcome.
Is that the 305? Someone asked.
Yeah, 305.
Okay, that's the 305.
Yes, slip and slide, get loose. More punch than a bowl of juice. Ain't no. I like though this more UFC sportsy presentation, though, if we're showing the recordings of them showing up at the arena earlier today, all of that.
No, I like it. And I mean, there was a report recently came out that said, yeah, Triple H wants to go to more of a sports presentation type feel. And again,
Right.
I mean, that's when it's at its best, when it feels real, when it has an element, when you can take the soap opera that is wrestling and marry it with the sports element. That's when it cooks. That's when it's at its finest.
Right. Well, Juan even pointing out here, check out the presentation, real NBA playoff feel. Yeah, a little bit.
What's up, cool gamer?
Alex, what up? Young Achiever, what up?
Remember, this is an 18 plus environment.
Yeah. we talk like adults talk, so blame your parents, not us. As we're getting a replay of everything that happened last week.
Right. So we're getting that replay. Someone asked about the Royal Rumble drinking game. So when your number enters, take a gulp. So you'd have to have a set number. If your number is eliminated, take a gulp. If your number is eliminated, finish your drink. Oh, if your number eliminates someone, gulp. If your number is the winner, pick someone else to finish their drink. Take a sip every time. Dude, this would be hilarious. Take a sip. Someone gets eliminated. Commentary says Road to WrestleMania. Legend / NXT star enters. Someone points at the WrestleMania sign. Someone is eliminated by a partner.
I'm going to be hammered by the pre-show.
Yeah. Finish your drink when a new wrestler debuts. So that wouldn't be so bad. If there are two, we might have to take this challenge. 2 winners match gets started. The Rock appears. Stone Cold appears. AJ appears. Self-eliminated. If someone self-eliminates.
Well,
wait, what?
Who is this guy?
Eladio
Carrera. Oh, he was in the music video. Randy Orton was in his music video.
Yes. Yes.
RKO is the guy on the baseball field.
There you go.
But we got to figure out how we're going to do it to where with people in the chat and everything with the predictions of.
I have no idea how.
Are we doing it by if you show up in the chat at whatever number, that's your, number in the Rumble, what have you, or something. We got to figure that out.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, we're good. We got Corey Graves and Michael Cole on commentary here. So Michael Cole at least standing in for the time being as we're figuring out who's going to replace Kevin Patrick.
So the temporary solution right now is Michael Cole. I believe the goal is to get him back to just Raw. He got the reports I read is he does not want to do both, but who will it be? Will it be Amaro? Will it be Vic Joseph? Will it be
Pat McAfee?
Pat McAfee. Oh, there you go. He's introducing Randy Orton. Let's go.
So we're going to get this guy versus Bad Bunny at, WrestleMania 40.
Yeah. I want him to come out to the Spanish version of this song now.
Brother Fluff, what up?
What's going on?
Well, then I haven't drank in 20 years. I'll have to be the designated driver.
Perfectly fine. Because I hate walking.
I was going to say, that's why we do this at home. So you don't got to go far.
AJ's taking the pinball. Happy birthday to Mercedes Monet, who turns 32 today. And what better birthday gift than winning the Royal Rumble?
She comes out at number 32.
R-Truth 31.
R-Truth 31.
R-Truth doesn't win the speak of the devil. Doesn't win the We Riot. What's going on, James? How you doing? I think Jade's first run at the title will be after winning Money in the Bank this year. That's very interesting.
By the way, though, sorry.
Nope. No.
I was just gonna say, did anyone see Rainey's appearance in this music video? Did you see it? Because I thought it was absolutely hilarious. Like, I'm a fan of you,
Right.
And he's just all like, you just like kind of killed that guy, like right here. There's nobody saying anything. Everyone's okay with this.
It'd be nice if Randy could win tomorrow, but not likely.
I'm surprised. Well, I know that they've said publicly, I guess, or allegedly publicly, that they're holding off on the solo Roman Randy feud, but I would have almost rather have seen that than the 4-way.
Yeah, I kind of wanted the straight up. I mean, it's kind of like when they did MJF versus the Pillars. Like, I kind of wanted to, give me the one off, and I prefer the one off. It's more personal. It's got less in the mix. I mean, there's a time and place. I didn't love this being booked into a fatal 4-way.
Yeah, I would have rather. Sorry,
especially if it means the other three guys. Like, I almost wanted LA Knight in the Rumble, that, or Randy, or somebody.
Well, the other two guys in the match were arguing as to which one of them's going to take the pin, not who's going to win the match. It's much like you brought up the 4 Pillars match, and I think that's a perfect analogy because it's just like how we both kind of wanted more MJF versus Darby then, because that's when Darby was hot and worked perfectly as a solo babyface. Versus now you get what was it, Sammy, and who was the goddamn Jungle Boy. And you were more figuring which one of those two again was going to take the pinfall versus who was going to win the match.
Right. Randy letting us know, talking about Roman, nobody can stop him except maybe me.
Is Randy Orton the kind of first ultimate blue chip upon blue chip WWE guy, first ballot Hall of Famer? Like, he's the prototype of what a WWE superstar is. Much a la John Cena. He's the heel version of Cena.
Yeah, in that sense. And then to run the gambit, to have such an extended career, be so successful, never really go to other companies. Not that he really had much of a choice for a large chunk, but
he teased it.
He did tease it because he wanted to get paid.
Right.
I mean, how do you argue? The guy's smooth as butter. I mean, in ring, not as, you got me.
Yeah,
anything can happen. I like you guys commentary Smackdown. Thank you, Urain.
Yeah, that's why we need to be at the triage there for that extra job there.
Let's go. Right? Not to get too far ahead, but we do them all, Juan. Well, we do them all. So if it's at 5 a.m., which it is, we'll be here at 4:30. So strap in, strap on, grab your breakfast, grab your feel goods, and let's go. It'll be
we have the brunch. I was gonna say we have the brunch with the boys series for a reason. So now we're just adding a little bit earlier. We're having breakfast with the boys. Trust me, I already got my super caffeinated coffee on standby here.
Yeah, we'd be tipping a Mickey on that one.
What?
AJ Styles is in the house. Do we see the Rock tonight? Highly doubt it.
No. Everybody's talking about Drew joining Judgment Day. I feel like AJ is the guy that needs to be in there. He's like Stan Marsh hanging out with the goth kids here.
Right. Okay. Nobody reacted to that.
No. It is. Well, that's the thing is, were we excited for AJ and now it's already falling flat a bit?
I don't think it's falling flat. I don't mind him being involved in this, and I think he looks good. And then the idea that he might be in a rivalry with LA or Randy coming out of it, yeah, I don't feel flatness with AJ. AJ to me was never like the best of promos, so I take it for what it's worth.
But that's a little, especially if you're going to be in a situation with LA Knight, who's one of the best at promos.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a little bit of a sink or swim category here.
Well, I mean, again, though, it's AJ Styles. He has so much clout, so much equity that he's built up with his career that, yeah, he might not be, the barn burner speaker, but he'll pick his spots. He's, getting a little AJ chant here now. AJ looking like flat earth wizard. What's up, Jordan? How you doing? I'm here to talk business.
Right. Randy looking jacked as a ripper. What? MDB saying, I like these little blurbs they have next to the entrance name. Yeah, they're little lower third there. That's now like a small paragraph.
And here comes LA Knight, the mega star. What's up, Daniel? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Perfect cue for LA.
Right. He still, to me, so far has gotten the biggest reaction.
By far.
Well, hey, night.
Yeah, perfect timing on that cue there. Right as he goes to say LA Knight, the music hits instead.
Well, and now he doesn't even have to say his name anymore. He can just point and they chant it along with him.
Mm-hmm.
Has literally the whole chat right now. Just yeah.
Let's go. As he mocks AJ Styles and his upset feelings.
Yeah.
Christian, I appreciate the breakfast tips. I really do. I think I got breakfast unlocked though. We'll do it up.
Right. I'm about to fuck me up some breakfast. Pause. Yeah, and even then still. Who's to say you can't have pizza and wings at breakfast? Who's to make the rules when you're an adult?
I got no problem with that at all, my guy.
Right. Spoken like a true fat kid.
he made Randy chuckle a little. I like it.
I'll walk over you and your little voices. That's not an insult. That's just a fact of life. That's one thing that will always keep LA Knight in the game is the man can talk. The man can sell you into the arena.
Yeah. He came out cooking. And AJ! Pele! He owed him a receipt, took an RKO.
Right.
It's crazy that commentary says shit like receipt now.
Yeah, when were those like common terms? This is when we're getting very much into the internet audience here.
Ooh, Jordan. I believe The Rock is going to win the Royal Rumble. He better not. But Solo going to be eliminated going to eliminate a lot of wrestlers at the Rumble. How about The Rock gets into the Rumble and we're all like, "Oh, here it comes." Sorry, did you see that, Corey?
Yeah, I was like, what are Randy Orton doing here?
Did you almost walk into our shot?
Right.
But how about Solo just chucks Rocky out? I'm okay with that idea.
Well, there's been the thought that we instead get potentially Jay and The Rock versus Jimmy and Solo at Mania. If we get Roman versus Dwayne at Elimination Chamber. I don't think The Rock's going to be in the Rumble at all.
Right. I'm excited for it. I'm guessing the Fatal 4-Way, perhaps. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm fine with the Fatal 4-Way. Yeah, I want to get everyone's take, especially with the build. Like I know I foo-fooed the booking originally, but I think they've done a good job of like, well, let's see how this goes. I'm okay with this.
Right. Yeah. I'm excited for the match. I still think it'll be a great match. It's one of those of just if I'm being nitpicky-ish, and I kind of wish like that you would have had, say, an LA or an AJ more in the Rumble. They don't lend, their story doesn't lend to a Roman story, I feel right now. Roman would be fine with just a Randy story.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, again, I think in a perfect world, but that doesn't mean we don't get it coming out of Rumble. But again, it was a bit interesting. And if again, rumors, and we don't know what.
Well, we've only got so many days left between now and WrestleMania. That's the interesting thing to think about.
8 weeks. Yeah. 8, 9 weeks, maybe.
So you'd have to.
What's that?
I was just going to say, so you'd have to do, if you were going to fit a Randy Orton feud in there, you'd have to do Orton versus Roman at Chamber.
Yeah, and the rumor is Roman won't be at Chamber, which I don't know if it's true or not, but we'll see.
Right.
KJ, speaking of breakfast, real bacon or Canadian bacon? All the bacon, even the OG bacon.
I have a question. What exactly is the difference between like a slice of ham and Canadian bacon?
Ham is not Canadian bacon. Ham is ham.
So what is Canadian bacon?
It's
because it looks like a disc of ham.
It's back bacon. It's back bacon or pea mill bacon.
That back fat, you know, you can have that. That's some back fat.
Yeah, for all the bacon. It doesn't matter if it's Canadian, if it's Brazilian. I don't care where it comes from. Bacon's bacon.
Right. Bacon Club for life.
Yeah. You know, we just straight up bacon.
Right.
And I hate maple bacon, for the record. You do not make my bacon sweet.
You don't like any sort of flavorings, or are you like?
I don't fuck with my bacon. Yeah, I don't need no.
I don't ever taste that or like any sort of real difference of a flavoring if I get like cherrywood bacon or hickory bacon or any sort of
that I'm okay with. I think
but even like a maple bacon, you've never had like candied bacon or like chocolate covered bacon, like you just despise that idea?
I prefer not, even though chocolate bacon can be all right. But yeah, it's the sweetness up against the savory like that. Just leave my bacon alone.
Yeah, that's that contrast. You can have that.
Right, but we are in commercial break, folks. Up next, we got Lawo already in the ring. So Carlito looking to take on
Santos.
Santos.
Yeah, you're not Penta like you almost said. Santos.
Yeah.
Now everybody's talking. Now it's like I said, it's Bacon Club for life.
That's it.
Juan talking about smokewood bacon, applewood bacon, syrup bacon, eggs Benedict. Everybody's now we're just talking about Breakfast Club for life. That's what's going to be on Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, yeah. I'm still. I don't know. It'd be interesting. I'm really curious how much sleep I will have leading into that particular event.
Yeah. No, you're good. If you need to tag for a second here, sir.
What up, Joe? How you doing? I like really thick bacon. Yes.
Pause.
Bacon is fucking expensive.
That's why you get the little packages of. Has anyone gotten those packages of all like the kind of irregular bacons?
What?
To where when you buy a package of bacon and you get like the regular, like the everything looks like your perfect absolute strip.
Yeah.
The skin ones that don't look so great. The Island of Misfit toys of bacon strips and everything like that. Some of my grocery stores will sell that.
Yeah, absolutely. John Candy is a legend, a Canadian legend, and that movie is an absolute fucking classic. It's ridiculous. Why would you put chocolate on bacon? I wouldn't.
Because it's delicious.
we having waffles, my guy?
Right. I'm all for that. That's what we need to do. That's what the stream image needs to be, is you as Shrek and me as Donkey. Well, in the morning I'm making waffles.
Let's see what we can do. It's funny. But we are coming back out of commercial break. And
someone might be taking a commercial break.
Everyone just super fucking thrilled about all of it. I like it. We started so easy. I like it.
The Bacon Revolution.
Right,
we're not here to take part. We're here to take over. But I've got Escobar coming out right now.
Bring back McAfee for Smackdown to college football again. He'd be a nice stopgap. I mean, if he can't stay.
It'd be a nice little interesting little point there for a bit of, I mean, you're probably going to have a good couple months out of him and all of that. So I think you'd at least bring him in until you maybe find somebody that you could transition over or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm really curious because I don't believe Michael Cole's going to do both long term, and they never wanted that. They were hoping Kevin Patrick would have worked out better.
Is it weird though to go from like you're off commentary to you're out of the company though? Like that's like an aggressive move, bold strategy, Cotton.
Yeah, but if you got hired as a pitcher and you can't pitch, what do you do?
Yeah, but he wasn't hired as a pitcher. You're hired as a relief pitcher when they put you on the fucking starting rotation, and then you fuck up the starting rotation. Well, it's like, well, I can't be a relief pitcher or a closing pitcher, nothing.
No, I mean, I thought
you don't have any room for me on the roster, not even in the
when you're
minor
boring.
leagues,
When you're boring everywhere.
Practice squad.
Where do I want to put him? Where would you put it? Even if you can't put him on
main
NXT?
Event, backstage interviewer.
Why? He's boring there too.
You thought he was bad as a backstage interviewer.
I'd rather
Name me a prominent
I'd rather look at
backstage
Jackie
interviewer right now in WWE.
I'd rather have
Don't
Jackie
worry, I'll wait.
Or fucking Kayla or Kelly or whatever the fuck their name is.
Yeah, you can't even say their names.
Doesn't matter. I can see her when she shows up. But yeah, boring is boring.
Well, speaking of not boring, we have Carlito versus Escobar kicking off right now. And why is Carlito wrestling in a t-shirt?
I don't know.
That's saved for Sting and Ric Flair in their last match in WCW.
I'm gonna go ask him. I'll be right back.
There you go. You can have that. But folks, let us know who you're taking for this match, whether you're taking Carlito or Escobar. Santos for the win. Santos for the win. Roland, I love this. Nothing better than bacon talk. Love it, guys. Yeah, you can have that. Sometimes that's why we're, your wrestling buddies you can't get in your real life. Your alternative commentary for all the action. Because we're out here just your favorite buddies at the end of the bar just shooting the shit with you. Smooth T, I see you. What up? Yes, he is. Carlito's trying to put over his merch. Why is he wrestling a t-shirt? Yeah, fair enough, but I don't know. Am I the only one that's still weird a little bit with this? And trust me, I'm not asking, no one needs to see me out here like Jason Kelsey out here, just bare-chested, looking like fucking polar bear, on the loose. But is it interesting for a guy like Carlito to be out here and wrestling with a t-shirt when normally you see guys that will so wrestle in their shirt as a guy like Cena with the jorts, it's straight up out here looking like a dad with the New Balances, or you get like Ric Flair still does it, or any guy that, might be a little past their prime, I feel. Respectfully, as a halfway tope from Escobar, as Los Lotharios out here kind of holding guard in the entranceway. Carlito for the win as we go to commercial break right now. Maybe Carlito had a full lunch and dinner, Nick. See, but that's maybe I don't want to get into that type of conversation of like, well, you got to have a chiseled six-pack here. But yeah, it's one of those of, my guy, you normally don't wrestle that way. So why are you out here, going hard in the paint on your merch? You can at least swag the t-shirt up a little bit, bro. Yeah, not a super fantastic t-shirt, but 100%. If you need a wrestling t-shirt, much like Carlito here, don't buy his t-shirt, buy our t-shirt. Absolutely, as I know the link for the merch store is in probably the description of the video, and I know definitely in the description of the channel, and maybe if KJ can hear the sound of my voice, he'll drop the link as well. But yeah, we've got all the best wrestling t-shirts out there. We get all the options for you covered. And not to mention, we even for the Netflix deal, we got your wrestling and chill shirt covered for you. We even got a Wrestling for Life Network versus everybody or over everybody t-shirt. So absolutely be a friend, tell a friend. Yeah. Santos for the win. There we go. So see, yes, right there. Absolutely. Go ahead. Make sure you grab your Wrestling for Life Network merch. That shirt ain't for nothing. He's carrying apples. He's got a bushel of apples underneath that shirt. While we wait for commercial, question of the day: would you rather ever eat Sonic peanut butter bacon double cheeseburger with the peanut butter bacon milkshake? What in the world kind of question is that, Christian? But I mean, I'm always down to try an interesting burger. I'm a fat kid. I will never say no to, a tasty burger there like Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction. Casey, what up? Wrestling for Life. Too sweet. Absolutely too sweet, my guy. KJ can always hear your voice. Yeah, we're like telepathically connected here. It's a little odd at times. Vince needs to pat. I'm the scat man. Skibbity beep bop boop. But yes, I am in commercial break right now. Let me know, folks, who's your number one surprise entrance that you think is going to, blow the roof off that shows up tomorrow night for the Royal Rumble? Men or women's, male or female, already signed and it's a debut or a return, or if it's a new signee, anything like that. Who's your top big surprise for the Royal Rumble tomorrow? Small Mark went up. Not a fan of Seth Rollins holding the title hostage to Mania. I don't think he's holding it hostage. I think he's defended it all the time, so I think it gives him a nice little bit of a break of an opportunity. I think he still goes into WrestleMania as champion. I don't think there's a snowball's chance in hell that he leaves WrestleMania as champion, though. As we're back from commercial break, Casey saying The Rock, Big Dog, I see that, Sasha Banks, Trick or The Rock, Stardust, Joe Wright, AJ Lee or Sasha, Corey out here, just Kenny Omega, his injury is fake. Yeah, that's his way to try and get out. But I've got Carlito and Escobar going back at it so Escobar's now torn the shirt off of him. They heard us talking about the shirt. Santos ripped Carlito's shirt. Yeah, he heard our complaints. Yeah, they were listening. That's how you know, folks. That's how the reach is out there 100%. They're hearing us live while they're in their commercial breaks. Oh my God, there's a shop link. Yes, there is. Absolutely. It's not WWE shop. It's the Wrestling for Life shop. I got Sammy winning the Royal Rumble, though. Ooh. What makes you think Sammy, and who does Sammy challenge? Does he go after Roman? Do we get Roman versus Sammy at Mania? Do we get it Sammy versus Seth? That'd be interesting. Escobar with a 2 count after Hurricane Rana. Alex saying MJF. It's on record. You might want to have the 9 and the 1 already dialed in your phone, just for my well-being. If MJF is going to show up at the Royal Rumble, if you start to hear that, just start hitting the 9 and 1 already, because I'll be out here, Elizabeth. My heart would explode with joy. I feel pause, but I don't think it's probably the least likely prediction out there. Kyle says Andrade. Jason saying for the ladies, Mercedes Moné. I'm not sure for the men's. I would love MJF. CM Punk is winning the Rumble. I believe so. I think me and KJ both believe so. Yeah, Chosen, you just jumping on everybody else saying MJF. Trust me, I am a scarf-carrying member here as I'm knocking everything down if I can pull it. But yes, I'm a scarf-carrying member of the MJF, Devil Worshippers fan club there. So I will lose my mind if he shows up at the Royal Rumble, but I don't foresee it likely. And even if he does show up, would he be in action, thereafter? Like, does he turn around and he's got a match at WrestleMania? Or is it going to be one of those if he shows up and then he's gone for still another 8 to 9 months, what have you? Oh, Carlito with the suspended kind of corkscrew suplex there for a 2 count. Trish for the Women's Rumble. I do agree with that. TK got MJF locked down for years. If he doesn't, it's a goddamn mistake here. That night back in Montreal was nuts. Yeah, but I don't think we'll get that again. You can't recreate that. Certain moments in wrestling you can't recreate. Damien saying, I'm excited to see Zilla Fatu, Jacob Fatu in action on GCW. I'm excited to watch it in the background. Yes, Damien, I did see you talk about that earlier. Me and KJ have even kind of talked about it. We might tune into it, later on or after the stream, whatever. It's got some matches I don't really want to watch, like Joey Janela versus Flop Dollar, but some matches I'm interested in, like you mentioned, with Zilla and Jacob in a match. Are you guys watching Collision as well as Rumble? Propunzo, let down your hair. Absolutely, we are watching any sort of anything when it comes to pro wrestling. Christ, we were here last night watching Impact and Wrestling Revolver. We will be here still paying attention to Collision, but also mainly watching the Royal Rumble. And me and Cage, I think, specifically want to see the whole elimination 6-man steel cage matches. Cruz del Toro with a swanton out the outside as Elektra Lopez. She shows up to take out Zelina. So we got a surprise return here. We got Elektra Lopez pairing back up with Santos here. And Speaking of the Devil, he shall return. Yeah, this man, of course, had to show up and be popping here with Elektra Lopez, his gal, showing up here as Escobar sneaks the win over Carlito. So we're getting Los Lotharios, Elektra Lopez, and Santos, Legado del Fantasma, squaring off here with Carlito, the former Legado, and Zelina in the LWO. So we're getting Battle of the Spanish here. Small market, definitely see Eva Torres returning. No. 1-0. Santos got a new member. Yes, they did. Well, Elektra, pulled her ass out of Vice City there. And so now she's out here on SmackDown. And it's interesting because I know me and KJ have gone back and forth before about, yes, Elektra. Oh, we lit. Yeah, have gone back and forth about, should they have initially brought Santos up and everything with Elektra, and then instead they brought him up with Selena and made that whole change, as they're announcing the Netflix deal right now between Raw and Netflix on SmackDown here, and they're going through all of that. But yeah, we've been on here discussing of should they have not brought an Elektra Lopez out here? Did she kind of get lost in the shuffle? And she's really established herself again, if not even more, on NXT in that time away. And now she's out here going to be a full-time member, I feel, of the SmackDown roster. So let's go. 1-0 off to a hard start. Elektra Lopez, the final woman before the Royal Rumble 24 Rumbles match. There you go. Vince, yeah, nope, you can have that. Tony, maybe take off that. I like it. I've got Netflix. Well, there you go, Mega. Thoughts about Ava being named GM to NXT? Well, that depends on if you want to talk about her wardrobe or if you want to talk about how she's been presented, etc. As I'm getting her daddy mentioned about being part of the board of members, as we're getting breaking news. Is that what they just pulled up? Of we just got AJ Styles walking backstage. Oh, now I'm getting thrown off here. Now we've got AJ walking backstage getting confronted by Jimmy. Oh, so Jimmy's trying to recruit AJ to help get rid of LA here. So WWE aren't going to mention the recent allegations being involved in it. Yeah. I mean, do you exactly really want them to come up there and publicly have a whole address about it during their weekly show here? Or like, I get we all have our feelings on it, but they're not going to sit there and like kick off the show with that. I think that's a bit of a stretch of the imagination here, as we've got the rest of the OC kind of confronting AJ Styles of, what's up, my guy? Where you at? What's going on? This is good because it gives the two groups equal amount of members and lets booking put in an Elektra versus Alina match down the line. Absolutely, Marvin. Absolutely. AJ is unhinged. Speaking of unhinged,
there you go. KJ is unhinged. I got lots to talk about. Elektra Lopez finally waiting for it to happen. She reunites with Santos, which is excellent. That is thrilling. And again, as far as the allegations, they wouldn't bring up legal allegations that are happening. There's rules to that. You can't just willy-nilly run around talking about it. So let's be real about that straight out and move on from it. But
right.
Yeah, AJ, Matt, like, no, I don't know. How do you feel about AJ struggling with the OC? Like, why?
That's the thing. I'm struggling with the AJ character at this point. It was really great to see him come back. It's what's your motivation? What's going on here? Are you trying to rally the troops? Are you just going back to kind of the lone wolf thing? Like, I'm getting a little lost in the forest here, I feel.
Oh, wait, we got breaking news, folks. We got breaking news on Twitter right now. A lot of people are reporting SRS, Wrestling Ops. Vince McMahon has resigned from WWE and UFC parent company TKO.
Are we not shocked?
There you go. Anthony's on it too. There you go. Anthony from Florida. I think, or I don't know if you made it there yet.
And Tampa right down, probably. But yeah, ding dong, the Vince's dad. Which old Vince? The wicked Vince. Ding dong, the Vince's. Like,
this is what
we
needed
all
to
knew this
happen.
was going to happen.
It had to happen. Whether, again, there's so much baggage with him already. Whether, no matter what plays out coming forward, he's got to go deal with that shit. And yeah, goodbye.
This is, again, you need to separate what happened with Vince McMahon and what happened with the rest of the company. That's the thing. As much as we've talked about, we still are excited for WrestleMania. We're still here watching SmackDown, everything like that. What Vince McMahon did is what Vince McMahon did. It's not what WWE did.
Yeah, no, 100%.
It's certainly not what TKO did.
And you and I talked about this earlier, Nick. The minute it starts affecting the money, like sponsorships, they're not going to tolerate it. They're not going to. This isn't when Vince McMahon was a private company and he get to call the shots. This is a publicly traded company, and that shareholder dollar matters. If your major event like Royal Rumble is going to be impacted by something like this, 100%. Get him out of there. Get him away from people. Send him back to his mansion and let him hang out there. But yeah, there's
him and Kevin Dunn can be Smithers and C. Montgomery Burns all they want to be there.
Yeah, him and Johnny Ace can do all the fun shit they want to do. But yeah.
Scott said, grab a t-shirt, support the tag stream champions. Appreciate it, my guy.
Not only has he been a member for 3 months, now he's got some swag. Scott, we appreciate the love.
Absolutely.
Be a Scott, get a t-shirt. Oh, another interesting tweet.
Go ahead.
I gotta update my scarf game.
Why?
From Boozer Wrestling, who's pretty good. Yeah, that'll be very interesting, man.
I've already said, and this got brought up while you were on your pause for the cause. I am a scarf carrying member of the MJF, fan club and everything. So if he shows up, have that 9 and that 1 already dialed in your phone and just be waiting to hit that extra 1.
Right. No, dude, I'm telling you right now, that'd be amazing. Cody's
that would be the coup upon coups,
right? Cody's on fire in the Rumble and MJF throws up and chucks him out. Yes.
Even just CM Punk's face. You have Cody, CM Punk, and they're the last two. And
triple
you get
threat.
Number 30. Right. And they just both turn and stop. That moment would be equivalent to John Cena. If MJF shows up in the Royal Rumble, it's going to be equivalent to John Cena showing up. There's no fucking way this guy's showing up. And then he does. And the ring stops and looks.
Yep. No, and I appreciate the sentiment here on Smile Mark. And yeah, dude, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the same thing we recently talked about Hulk Hogan. And again, you don't take away from what he accomplished or what they meant to a certain industry, but you can't overlook their indiscretions because of it. And yeah, this is best for business, not to quote the McMahons, but
it's apropos that it's quoting the McMahons of this is what's Vince. You're going to eat your words. God damn it. This is what's best for business, Vinny. And cue, the countdown clock. Hey, Ava. GM on GM action. Pause. Now she's wearing a denim.
She wore a jacket.
Coat. How do you feel? But she's got a crop top underneath.
Oh wait, we're picking balls.
Pause.
Bobby Lashley picking his number. Big? This is a throwback, though. They haven't done this in a while, I feel.
Yeah.
Elektra. Oh, a little confrontation with Lobo and the Pride.
Right.
I'm so happy that Lopez is on SmackDown.
So Escobar is, I guess, going to be in the Rumble here because he's picking a number. They're fucking huge, though. Sorry, they're like Miz here with the gigantic balls.
Dun, dun, dun.
Her belly button is covered, KJ. Yes. No.
It should be. She's a fucking manager. Act like it.
Canadian tuxedo for the Pebble.
Right? So she gets props on that.
Vince McMahon resigned. We knew he was going to either pass away a gorilla. You either, die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. God damn it if he ain't the villain.
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting a Bailey video.
Okay.
I don't know. This whole look, she's like you said, she very much kind of looking like mom bringing her kids to soccer practice vibe.
Okay. There's also a report going around that Mercedes was spotted in Boston today. What does that got to do with my life tomorrow?
Spoiler alert, she's from Massachusetts. What the fuck are we doing here? She was going to the airport? What's happening?
Yeah. And you know what? I'm a little surprised that this story breaks while SmackDown's ongoing. But I think what happened, and you saw it in this chat, you want the wildfire that Vince is separated from this company before we get to tomorrow. You don't want that cloud. We recently talked about SA allegations and how it was handled. And when you leave that cloud, it affects what you're trying to accomplish. So to create this 100% divide is the smartest thing TKO could have done. And
yes,
it serves them right.
But do we get, much like we talked about with the media scrum after what was the most recent World's End, after World's End, do we get anything similar to that at the post Royal Rumble media scrum?
I could see it coming up. The only way it might not be publicly addressed in that sense is if they have a like when they walk out to the media scrum, because they assemble the media prior to the start, obviously he could maybe field those questions and say, okay, once we're live, that's where those questions stop, perhaps. But yeah, I mean, it's fair game. I mean, people are going to want to ask questions, and I can tell you right now, Triple H is going to say, I don't know. Sorry.
That's the thing, is I do think, as much as we said before, I do think there at least has to be some sort of a level of a respectful question asked. It does have to be at least addressed to some degree, especially if we go into Royal Rumble and there's no Slim Jim sponsors on anything.
I like that. They're coming out with the Kabuki Warriors graphic. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, no, they're back as the Kabuki Warriors. But
yeah.
if there's no Slim Jim, there's no anything like that, they do at least have to at least acknowledge it, at least, even if it's a question and they answer it however they can or choose to, it at least needs to be asked, I feel, respectfully.
Yeah, I think yeah, I mean, if you're properly reporting, and we've criticized some of the reporters that cover wrestling with all their softball and fluff questions, but yeah, for my money, you're going to want to know, or you're going to want to at least inquire. It's relevant to the business. And I wonder if this does, like, there was, talks of Slim Jim pulling out. I wonder if we will get sponsored by Slim Jim tomorrow, regardless. Now.
Well, and so can we officially call it right now? What, you came back, I want to even say around 8:30 time of departure. So in the entire existence of the WWE, as of probably 10, 15, 20 minutes, a half hour or so ago, there is no longer Vince McMahon involved in the WWE. That is still allegations, what have you. That is still a historic statement to say that Vince McMahon is no longer involved in the world of pro wrestling.
It's mind-blowing. The fact that he initially had, sold enough, to move on to TKO as it stands now was groundbreaking. And, the announcement about Netflix, groundbreaking and unexpected. Now you look at this, man, I don't know. Like, it's crazy times, and it's unfortunate. I mean, you kind of hope that the people that you watched and that provided entertainment for, you hate to hear that he, behind closed doors, he was an absolute animal at the end of the day. And
well, you never want someone to be out there doing shit like that. Yeah.
Another story going around right now is that Mercedes Monet posted on Instagram a picture of her and AJ Lee.
Yeah, I saw that.
She's trolling away.
Well, Vance was saying something about her being spotted in Tampa. Like, that's the thing, is we're just getting all over the place, and this reminds me of nothing but like when CM Punk showed up at Survivor Series.
Yeah, and I mean, in addition to that, Nick, we can talk about this real quick. But this week, the stories came out that, Sports Illustrated reports that, the Cody story is not happening, and this is not happening, that's not happening. And then the stories came out that Triple H was mad about it. Then the stories come out that SI is mad that they're being leaked shit information. And how long have you and I sat on streams and said, fuck with them, give them all the bullshit? Because if everyone thinks it's predictable that Cody wins or Cody's going to finish the story, we'll make it seem like it's not. You know where everybody's reading the content.
Absolutely. I brought this up last night 100%, and it's so fitting with everything that we've talked about especially if the dirt sheets are going to go with anything and everything, then you're going to work them. You're going to throw some shit out there, like you said right there, of everybody thinks it's predictable that Cody's this and that and this. So why not throw some things out there that are going to throw people off the trail? And especially when it's a company like Sports Illustrated, while they still exist, reporting something like that. So it carries that bit of weight, it carries that bit of gravitas, etc. with it. So they're just now working the dirt sheets on the ultimate level of these are companies that don't normally cover wrestling and don't know. You can't trust, anybody or anything.
R-Truth continues. R-Truth is here spinning the balls. So it's official. Truth will be in the... Stop telling us who's in this fucking thing.
Yeah, come on. Well, I feel like if Ava's here, that means there's going to be one or two people from NXT that they're going to announce are in this here.
Where's Pierce?
Yeah, Archer, Pierce, Truth's a money guy. Oh no.
Oh, so it's now Ava's job to track who's in what spot? Someone get her tablet. Let's go.
Yeah.
All the new talent are terrible on the mic. I don't know.
Oh, that's his. He had to be reminded that that's his entry for the Royal Rumble match, not something else.
Number of kids he has.
And it has a lot of body. As he looks at Ava, hey, R-Truth, I saw that. Try to polish that stone. Nepotism works real fast. Ava already on her dad's show. There you go.
There you go. We got to get this girl on SmackDown. But yeah, folks, we are rolling along. The Kabuki Warriors are in the ring for the last 15 minutes waiting for something to happen. But here come the EDM girls. Who are you taking?
Kabuki.
All right, Nick's taking a pause for the cause. The action rolls on. And I'll be shocked, but we might get a commercial before this match starts. But yeah, Chance and Carter coming out to the ring, and they will be taking on the Kabuki Warriors. Nick and I are both taking the Kabuki Warriors. So let me know. He's 19. Mello definitely will be in the Rumble. Yes, I agree, Freddie Bucks. I know we didn't talk about him earlier tonight, maybe because he wasn't the surprise that we were looking for. Real quick, what I can do for everybody, I see the chat blowing up, a lot of it about the Vince situation. So real quick, I'm going to read this statement from Vince McMahon. I stand by my prior statement that Miss Grant's lawsuit is replete with lies, obscene made-up instances that never occurred, and is a vindictive distortion of the truth. I intend to vigorously defend myself against these baseless accusations and look forward to clearing my name. However, out of respect for the WWE Universe, the extraordinary TKO business and its board members and shareholders, partners, and constitutes, and all of the employees and superstars who helped make WWE into the global leader it is today, I have decided to resign from my executive chairman chairmanship and the TKO board of directors effective immediately. So there you go. That's Vince McMahon's official statement. He has resigned. He is stepping away, and he plans to defend these claims vigorously. Which I don't know if that was a great choice of words, Vince. R-Truth, I have to quarantine. But ding, 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 we are off and running. Ask again, rolled up already. Kabuki Warriors for the win. Mr. Pierce. If Mercedes does show up at the Rumble, Triple H is not going to spoil it, correct? That's the thing. And I mean, I think not just wrestling fans, but the world is in such a place of instant gratification that we need everything now. People look up spoilers to shows. That we got people that will Google the jump spots of a scary movie. At the end of the day, it is so on us to know everything. And then we say, well, this was predictable, or I knew that was going to happen. The Rumble has a lot of intrigue to it. If Mercedes is going to be there, no one's going to admit that. They were asked about Punk. SRS, the night of Survivor Series, during Survivor Series, reported no Punk, and there Punk was. Triple H told the people who needed to know. Punk didn't tell anybody, probably his wife. It was a secret. And I know, as fans, we feel like we have a right to know everything, but we don't. Surprises matter. Surprises make wrestling, extremely entertaining. So the more surprises, the better. If I was Tony Khan, I'd be feeding Meltzer all types of bullshit because you want to throw people off. There's people out there that are convinced Okada and Mercedes are going to be AEW talent. There's people out there that think Okada's coming to the WWE. We don't know. But this idea that, well, we talked to somebody on the creative team, or we talked to somebody involved with the, near Triple H, and they said no, so it can't be happening. Well, why the fuck would they tell you? Why would they disclose to you what they're up to, especially if they're working so hard to make the show full of surprises, full of intrigue? Why would they give away the answers before the show? Realistically, and I'm not saying that means they're wrong and Sasha's not coming, or 100% is coming. But what I'm saying is the not knowing makes this fun, and constantly, you see reports or you see podcasters out there of like, well, so and so said no, so it must be no. Yeah, that to me is bullshit. EDM, interesting. Now, will they lose clean? Will there be an angle to this? Damage control for the win. Kabuki for the win. I like to lay the smack. Hey, be nice, one. Be a gentleman. Come on now. And plus, she'd probably kick your ass. I'm going with the women's tag team champions, the Party Girls. Good pick. Kabuki. Cake stand sorority for the W. Cake stand sorority. I kind of like it. Kabuki Warriors. Ava already on her daddy. Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. How quick that happened. Again, the youngest GM in wrestling history. Don't love it. I will admit, I don't love it. Yes, he did. Just read his statement. She ran out of money, so she wants more. I don't want to get into that. Surprises make wrestling fun, not leaky dirt sheets. Nobody likes leaky, dirty sheets. Absolutely, my guy. She drives a Mercedes. Mercedes drives her Mercedes, or Ava drives her Mercedes? I like it. Let us know if you spot any people that, are reported to be at Rumble. Chance and Carter to retain by DQ or by a straight up pinfall. Okay, fair enough. I will admit, Chance and Carter losing tonight feels a bit soon. Feels quick. But I want the Kabuki Warriors to have this belt. I like the idea that you could have, 3 championships in the same faction, especially if they're in the process of pushing Bayley out. They've already put Bayley on notice. You're on your own, girl. We're not going to be there to help you. So very intriguing for sure. I mean, at one point in the Rumble, you could have all the members, including Dakota Kai, in it. Juan's with me on Jade. I like it. I'm picking Jade. I don't care what anyone thinks. Happy birthday to Mercedes Moné today. Yeah, and the fact that we spotted her in Boston on Friday, on her birthday, hanging out with her fam, her peeps, and perhaps, get on an airplane, get to Florida tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon. Not unheard of, folks. Not unheard of. So where she is right now means nothing to me. But we've wondered, is she coming? Is she going? We don't know. We don't know. My first question, if I was the defense attorney, would be blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay. I'll be 100% honest with you guys. As a channel, I don't want to get into the nitty gritty of it because it's a very interesting, it's a very tough balance for us as podcasters, as content creators, to come out. Because if you lean one way, you got to understand that there's a victim involved one way or the other, and regardless of what the truth is, she's definitely gone through some terrible times, but at the same time, jumping the other direction isn't fair either. So you're kind of fucked if you do, fucked if you don't. And so as content creators, Nick and I have decided that, yeah, we'll give you the facts and we'll leave our opinions to ourselves for now. And again, when when things are solidified and the truth gets revealed, we'll definitely be here to break it, and we'll definitely be here to talk about it. Everybody loves clean sheets, right? A nice set of clean sheets. Let's go. Good old thread count. Near fall. There goes Asuka out the ring. Spinning back fist by Kyrie. It's a tug of war. What's up, Kenneth? How you doing? We are doing well. Another show, another stream. We are here. Kyrie going up for the insane elbow. Let's go. And eats a knee, or eats the feet of Carter. Jade can't carry the weight as of yet. I think you're saying Jade can't carry the weight. We don't know that. She signed when? What has she been doing since she signed? I know what we think. And again, it's easy to get stuck in old perceptions. My only theory with Jade is if she spent, wow. Carter just gave us a bit of, Carter just gave us like a Sister Abigail with an arm lock. It was really interesting. The keg stand. Kyrie with the save. TNA Studios in Orlando could be a troll. Okay. Yeah, I look, here's the case, right? If Ava showed up at tryouts and was just Ava Smith, we probably wouldn't be talking about her right now. Let's be real. People make comments about all the time about Charlotte Flair. Rick probably got, without a doubt, Rick got Charlotte in the door. But you got to be able to bring it. And I defend Charlotte all the time because Rick wasn't in there winning all those matches and putting on the performances. Wow. Chance jumping over. This picked up in a hurry, folks. Kyrie and Chance on the floor. Oh, pancakes Chance on the table. KJ, is it possible Sonya Deville returns? Yeah, actually, it's funny because when I was doing my list for our preview show, I had her name written down, and I chose other people over her. Sonya Deville has been MIA. Could she return? Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, back to Jade. She has been training. So we don't know what kind of Jade we're getting. Oh, they did it! No way! It's over! Your new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, the Kabuki Warriors. And I'm happy to see it. Wrong. Keyshawn, that is a possibility. That is definitely a possibility. The finish was okay. Oh, Larry. We got Larry Mack, and O'Larry now. Chance and Carter are boring, no charisma. I don't think that's true. I mean, I'll give them credit. I mean, they might not be able to cut the best of promos. They're very squeaky babyface. But I mean, the whole EDM bouncing around, I mean, it's at least youthful and fun, I suppose. So Bailey goes in for the high fives and nobody wants her. So if you guys don't see the writing on the wall with Bailey, you're missing it. But we got the Pyro, your new women's tag team champions, with the WWE Women's Champion. Lots of gold and damage control. They like the gold. They don't like the Bailey. I knew. Cut the shot. Didn't work there. Cut the shit. Will not work there. Will not work here. Chair, you got to be more. Context is king. But we're in the back. Paul talking to Solo. Boom, boom, boom. New champions. It's too early to take titles from these women. I do feel like it was very short, but I do like the idea of the Kabuki Warriors winning the belt. Chance and Carter can get a rematch sometime soon, whenever. I don't care. But for me, I like the idea that I like damage control right now. I really like damage control with the additions of Asuka, Kyrie. This is working for me. So Jimmy, who was recruiting AJ to help them take out LA tonight. That's funny as hell. 2-0. Chance of Carter was fun while it lasted. Yeah, absolutely, right? Here for a short time. Now that Triple H is in charge of creative, do you think Lex Luger and other WWE legends that are overdue for the Hall of Fame will get in this year? Potentially. Triple H has a long history, even before he was in this role, of mending bridges, getting people to come back to the WWE that would never come back. He's one of the reasons why Scott Hall got in. You got to keep in mind, like, he was a real good friend with Scott. And, speaking of a real good friend, but
do I need to come in like, hey, yo?
But yeah, I mean, Triple H has done a really good job of mending fences and bringing people back in the fold. Yeah, if you can give, a nod to Lex, why not?
Well, and speaking of bringing people into the fold, is it interesting if we're talking about potentially bringing Julia into the fold that Io Sky's your women's champion, Asuka and Kairi Sane are your women's tag team champions. So so 3 out of your 4 main roster women's champions right now are Japanese wrestlers.
Yeah, they're giving you that the Judgment Day vibe, right? The same idea. I mean, they don't have the world champion, they have the women's champion, but a lot of gold. They look legit. Like, who's going to take out the Judgment Day in the women's division? Now they are, formidable.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Even with damage control, but I was even saying of, well, especially if you're going to court in Julia, Okada, you're going to court, Japanese wrestlers over to WWE, even just to Tama Tonga. Well, here's 3 people that are Japanese women that now all hold championship gold in WWE.
And it would be enticing if you said to Julia, who apparently is already on her way, listen, we can bring you in and you could be the one that goes after them. We can tell the world who you are and why you want them, right? There's history here. We can run that storytelling. And
yeah, she's somebody that we didn't even mention in our surprises for Rumble predictions and everything. And she's very valid to potentially show up then.
Yes. Now we got the face-to-face with the Pride and Final, I almost called them Final Destination. Final Testament coming out here. I will quickly give you guys a little more breaking news as this keeps happening real quick. But Nick Khan issues a statement on behalf of his company saying, I wanted to inform you that Vince McMahon has tendered his resignation from his position as TKO executive chairman. and on the TKO board of directors. He will no longer have a role with TKO Group Holdings or WWE. So the company's doing everything they can to, keep everyone happy and
That's a
making
Vince
sure.
McMahon issue, not a us issue.
Yeah. Bye, Vince. Go figure this out.
Well, and especially when you see a company like Slim Jim that's going to threaten to pull their sponsor, that's allegedly pulling their sponsorship for a show and may pull it from other shows, or may pull it completely. That's very much all right, so we can't pussyfoot around this anymore.
No.
But is it still interesting, as you and I, of wrestling fans of a certain vintage, as we're getting a Hulk Hogan fucking video package, which I can't be bothered with? Is it interesting that this now marks the first time that we've
time the fuck out. Sorry,
tell
Nick.
me we get Hulk Hogan in the Royal Rumble.
The man walks around with a fucking cane. How is he going to be in the Rumble? To be continued Royal Rumble. What does that mean?
He's going to be the fucking special guest host.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
I hope that's at most. I don't need to see a Hulk Hogan bump. Christ, I personally don't need to see Hulk Hogan ever again.
No, we're good. We're good.
Yeah. Speaking of good, but is this, though, back to my point, is this not interesting? Of you and I were both fans of a certain vintage and everything. Of this is the first time you can market, set your watch to it, everything, that professional wrestling does not have Vincent Kennedy McMahon involved in it. That's a statement I thought would never be uttered until the man had passed on.
Yeah, we thought he was going to die at Gorilla. And I know some people kind of wish he would have. But again, dude, it's groundbreaking. It's historic. It's all the things. But at the end of the day, I mean, dude, it is what it is. He has to go.
I'm not. Don't at all take anything.
No, I don't think you are. I don't think you are.
That he should still be there. I'm just saying, on the historic level of the significance of it. Anthony, I'm regretting coming to Tampa now. I don't want to see Hogan.
Yeah, I forgot he's a Tampa resident, right? He's been in Tampa for years.
When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside.
Yeah, ironic. Vince out, Hogan in. What the fuck is going on? Holy shit. But what does that mean? To be like, again, I hope they're going to continue to tell the story. We do not need Hulk Hogan in the Rumble. I don't even know if you could get him up over the ropes to throw him out.
He just disintegrated to dust. If he takes a bump, he's going to just poof.
Yeah, the last couple times I've seen Hogan, he's using a cane.
Well, was he using a cane when he's saving somebody from a car and all of these heroic, action hero, last action hero Hulk Hogan shit?
Right. Oh, so much happening, guys. So much happening. Get in this chat. Keep it coming. But yeah.
I think Hogan, maybe the most we get is much like when we had the WrestleMania in Tampa, we get him as a host or something like that. I don't need to see this man anywhere. It's almost like certain people around school districts. Hulk Hogan shouldn't be within 500 feet of a wrestling ring.
Right. Saying we need to stop the Hogan haters. Everyone's allowed to hate what they hate. I mean, it is what it is. Hogan hates certain things, and that's a problem. But again,
no one else hates.
There's Belair getting her number. A lot of people think that what we just saw, where Bayley was trying to celebrate with Damage Control, it almost strengthens that Bayley wins and challenges Io Sky at Mania.
I think that's the possibility here. I think that's the story we're building here. So Bianca gets her number, and looks like Bayley's about to get hers. She just reaches in.
So how the NXT GM becomes the SmackDown GM's assistant?
Well, when your dad's on the board of directors.
New world order.
Oh, Bayley not looking super impressed with her number there.
She'll probably go in early. She's a stud. Get her in there. She'll go. What's up, Ron? How you doing?
Right. Which, by the way, shout out to, I see 80 some odd, 84 now people kicking around with us. If you haven't done so already, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. I think we just passed 3.55K subscribers on this stream as it stands right now. So absolutely still just under 2 years old, still a baby in the game here. We're still a rookie in this here.
We are going to actually celebrate our birthday the same weekend of Revolution. So we should have a really fun birthday as a channel.
That's very apropos and very fitting that the Wrestling for Life Revolution started, where we're going to be celebrating our birthday there.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So we're looking forward to it. Like I said, we're just the babies on the block. There's people who've been doing this for a hot minute, folks, but we are growing fast and we appreciate everyone for being here. As I got Bobby Lashley with a microphone, Nick.
Right. Don't be fooled by the subs that I got. We're still wrestling from the block.
I accept that.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I don't know if I accept this matching outfit, these matching attires here for the Pride.
They look like Bobby and the Profits.
I'm about to start hearing some drumline music or something.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Montez to do a slide in.
Tell them how we gonna come, Kronk. Tell them why they don't want Kronk. Kronk.
It's the end of the road.
Someone, I think it might be MBB that's been mentioning like Jodeci a lot, or no, with people have mentioned that with like Trick and Carmelo. They kind of look like it's the end of the
road. This SmackDown music needs to go. What music? Help me I don't know. Do you know?
I'm not sure.
Context.
Yimmy saying Montez is all over the news lately. Yeah. Well, him and Bianca have the new show coming up on Hulu.
Oh, look, they got t-shirts. Which says the
it's a giant T for time to go. Yeah, I might have picked a different design.
Reading morning and training for UFC's last. I heard he's been challenged. Who was it that just came out and challenged Brock? That's gonna bother me. No, I think it was
Aspinall, Stipe, John Jones. I'm trying to think of heavyweights. Well, there was even people thrown out there that Matt Riddle was signing a new contract around that time of. We're talking about UFC fighters that were signing new contracts. Maybe it wasn't the old Brocky Lesnar. It's interesting when you go into this, and I'm not a lawyer, no play when I'm not Stephen P. New, but I think that the speculation has ran wild more with this than what's actually been people that have been named in this case.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, no, last year it was John Jones that said he would fight Brock, but someone recently went out and said, like, I really want to fight Brock, like legit.
Fair enough. What's up with Ellering's glove out here? He's just wearing the random white glove with, I guess I'm assuming both Legion of Doom's Hall of Fame rings on it here.
Maybe. They only send Scarlett to the ring.
Well, you're not going to attack the woman now, are you?
Hogan is a
legend. We're actually getting a solid level of booze for Karrion Kross here.
Yeah. Hogan is a legend. You can't take away from the fact that he's a legend. You can't. But, it is what it is. I don't want to, again, let me be clear. I don't want to see Goldberg in the Rumble. I don't want to see Hogan in the Rumble. I don't want to see Kevin Nash in the Rumble. Basically, if you're over the age of 55, please don't be in the Rumble.
Yeah, respectfully.
WCW needs to come back.
No, they are. It's just under different letters in AEW.
We call that AEW, don't we?
Right. Boston saying he's a Michael Jackson fan, Nick.
That's my first thought.
You've been struck by a bald Ellering.
All right, the fight is on. Montez over. Oh, Scarlett on Bobby.
That looked sloppy jalopy.
The Scarlet part?
Yeah, like he
Wow.
very clearly had to like hold up. All right, now this is the part where you jump on me.
Oh, yeah, you're not wrong, but that didn't look sloppy at all. We got to
And
fight,
Cross
folks.
is still just kind of dipping out here. I like that they're selling Cross isn't going to get involved. So you're going to build up that anticipation for when he has the match.
Ooh, make a match tomorrow. Add it to Rumble. Great much
Pre-show. Well, Bobby's in the Rumble. Is this going to signify that Cross is going to be in the Rumble as well, and that those two take each other out?
Could be. Definitely makes sense.
Right.
We know Bobby's announced for the Rumble, right? So
yes,
Cross is not as of yet.
There you go.
Cross with like a hidden blade kind elbow, the big
Yeah,
forearm,
a little bit. Michael, nice. Small Mark saying, building story. TK, take notes.
I'm not clicking on Emon's comment at all. Cain Velasquez is another one UFC fighter that was champion in WWE. Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah, on around that time.
Jimmy's entering the Rumble.
But so now this begs the question of how we starting to get the numbers filled up here. I'm going to check on the Wikipedia here.
It's definitely filling up. But man, I'm looking forward to the Jimmy J moment in the Rumble.
Yeah. Absolutely. Do they have a moment to where they kind of go back to a cohesive unit here for a little bit?
I don't know. Where they just start super kicking everybody together?
Yeah, they kind of just go, oh, fuck it. We're still brothers at the end of the day. And then they that's when they go at it.
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. They kind of lay out a few people and then return to each other like, wait a minute, I still hate you.
Right. So far, we are, well, this is again going by Wikipedia, and I feel like the women's Rumble number is not accurate, but we've so far had 14 people now announced for the men's Royal Rumble. So we're halfway through just about on the entrance here.
Well, we got A-Town halfway down the ramp. So A-Town coming out to take on Carmelo. But yeah, 14 makes sense. Again, like you and I said, please stop. I liked it when we don't need to know.
Yeah. Stop doing what you're doing.
Cody and Punk in a triple threat with MJF. Night 1, WrestleMania. Let's go.
Jesus. They could have a match just on their own. You don't need to add MJF into that. But
just for shits, just for what it means.
Just to watch me react is really what it is.
And No Yeet definitely gave us the impression that he was not feeling the number he picked. So it feels like we're gonna get Jimmy early in the Rumble.
Could be.
Mello wins. Yeah, we will take your prediction as we go back into a commercial break, folks. Who are you taking? Are you taking Mello? Are you taking A-Town?
As long as they're not taking a Spanish Fly, I think we're in for a good match.
Yeah. See, Money, we're not going to click yours. Austin Theory is super swollen. Pause. What?
Right. What? You can have that.
I want to see a fatal 4-way. I want to see the fatal 4-way start the show. Interesting.
You start with a Rumble.
You start with the women's Rumble, yeah.
Yeah, that normally seems to be the situation. But I almost wonder, do you do a match beforehand, then do the women's, then do something like
a match?
Yeah,
you could.
I know it's interesting with 4 matches.
Yeah, you could open the show with KO Logan to set, get going, then do the Rumble, then do the Fatal 4-Way. My question is, if you do the Fatal 4-Way prior to the Rumble, does that mean potentially people in the Fatal 4-Way would then try and double dip?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think that there's very much 100% potential that we could see somebody in the Fatal 4-Way and in the men's Rumble.
Yeah. I agree. Very intriguing there. Like, it'd be really weird, right? Randy like loses or fails to win, and then wins the Rumble and challenges the other champion.
Well, and it's interesting of if you want to go based on potential surprise returns and this, that, and the third, would you ever have the men's Rumble start before the women's Rumble? Would that ever go on first before the women's?
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think once they did that. The women's was the main event.
Once, and I
But I
almost
don't
want to feel
believe.
like that might have been the first time that they did it.
Yeah, one and only time they've done it. But I mean, with Punk, with Cody, with so much intrigue, and no offense to the ladies, but you're running Punk out last. Like, we're debating whether or not what will be last. Either I usually go off the air with the winner of the Rumble pointing at the Mania sign, but I mean, yeah, it just feels like that's going to be the main event.
Right. Well, Boston pointed out last year's men's Rumble was first, but
There
like
you go.
right once though, when you said it, you end the show with your Rumble winner pointing at the Mania sign. How much of a fucking headline is it going to be going around, especially Sunday, Monday, when CM Punk? You have a picture of CM Punk pointing at the WrestleMania sign, and it's from 2024, not 2004 or anything like that.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you. And I know there's people out there. I know you and Anthony actually had a friendly debate yesterday about Punk, and he not feeling the Punk vibes. As a fan of the show and as a fan of the business, I
Right.
mean, that is your marquee. Like, they're re-releasing Punk's old 2011 Best in the World shirt because everything that Punk touches is selling like hotcakes. So that is your marquee moment. That is your click moment. Punk returns and wins the Rumble. I know people out there are going to think it sucks, but man, whether you love him or hate him, he draws more eyeballs than anybody else, and that's why he's here.
Well, speaking of drawing eyeballs, I guess Anthony's trying to draw eyeballs, saying, "Do we need CM Punk pointing at the sign though?" Yes, God damn it, we do.
We do, yeah. It's all part of this big reclamation project. It's the coming of age for Mr. Punk.
It's the make right.
Yeah, he's got to correct the story.
Right. Cody's got to finish his, and CM Punk's got to correct his.
Yeah. CM Punk has a couple chapters he wants to rip out of his book and act like it never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way in hell. I agree. Yeah. Definitely.
I'm getting a replay of Logan and Kevin Owens from last week.
The surprising part about this build is, for the most part, like they've added a little additional things which I really like the fight at the PC, Logan using social media and such. I'm actually okay. Like, I'm intrigued by this. I know people aren't the biggest Logan Paul fan, but I can't ignore what he's accomplishing.
But that's why it gets questionable if he retains on Saturday, because he's the one that can use stuff like this of, there's a little bit of a clip or he puts a tweet out and it gains X amount of traction and can create this whole buzz.
Yeah. Idris and Anofi trying to break up the fight. They just happen to be there.
Yeah. They were down for a social gathering.
Right. This could open the show. It really could.
Very true. If it opens the show, does it lend to Logan retaining?
Say that again, sorry.
If it opens the show, does it lend to Logan retaining?
I picked Logan in our prediction show, and I think I think Logan as champion and people being mad about it is good for business. So I love KO. I know you're going to make your comment, but I'm a big KO fan for obvious reasons. And as much as I'd like him to, I still think there's a potential of Logan carrying this belt into Mania just for the eyes.
There you go.
Why is Punk at Chamber? Why not? We don't know what he's doing there yet.
Why wouldn't it be?
Right? He could have a match. You never know.
Right.
Yeah, KO and Logan got in a fight at the Performance Center. That was going around social media yesterday. Thought it was quite interesting. Logan Paul and his friends love throwing water bottles. Love it. Can't help themselves.
Hanging after Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz there.
Right.
Side note, did you watch the Roadhouse trailer?
I did. Did I send it to you?
Yes. Your thoughts.
Yeah, okay. I watched it and then sent it to you.
Your thoughts.
They got to stop remaking my movies.
It's bad. It's bad.
Jake Gyllenhaal as Patrick Swayze. What?
There's a reason that's going straight to streaming.
Oh, man. I just think, listen, I feel really bad for the young, and I'm making myself sound like old man here, but I feel bad for the younger generation that doesn't understand what an original movie is or an original concept is. That you have to watch all the remakes. Like, man, I'm not fucking. I just hit the 4th decade. I'm not even 50 and 60 yet, and I'm seeing 3 and 4 and 5 remakes of the shows and movies that I watched when I was a kid. What is happening?
We haven't even hit the 2-year mark, and we're seeing remakes and rehashes of what we do and everything too. So 100%. Absolutely. So I fully get it. Sometimes you just need to get the originator, not the imitator.
Yeah. No, they got to stop fucking with old movies, man. Like, just leave them alone. They were
good. Classics. Let classics be classics.
Yeah, and then they remake them. Like, they never get it right. Even when they remade, like, it doesn't matter. We're gonna get in a tangent, but they got to stop remaking.
You can't replicate perfection. Stop trying to duplicate it.
Because all the fucking millennial remakes are like, now the guys, the main character has feelings, and we got to talk about emotionally why he got there.
Like your emotions,
just a dude that fights, right? He runs a bar. They sell drugs. He doesn't like them. They fight. That's all we need to know. We don't need to know about his abusive childhood and the things that upset him. No. Let's just get to the fucking story. They did that with Death Wish when they redid it with Bruce Willis. Like they used to just, dude shows up, Bronson shows up, kills some people, we go home. That's all that had to happen. Now it was like, oh, I'm emotionally depressed and I don't know what to do about it. Like, oh, fuck off.
Every hero has to have to know their life story before they show up and kick some ass. We never knew John McClane's life story.
Yeah, no. We knew that, he was there to see his wife and they're not getting along.
No one gave a shit about Dutch's fucking emotions in The Predator when he's out there fucking shooting machine guns and everything at a goddamn space alien.
Yeah. Like fucking Hans Gruber didn't sit there and go, if my mother would have treated me better. I keep
Rocky Balboa is the closest we got to emotions.
Yeah, that's a great story. But again, most of the action movies like Roadhouse and that, like within 6 minutes of the movie, like we were on and running, right? It was like, I'm here. And then gunshots started going off.
The opening scene was normally them beating the fuck out of somebody, not here's, my life story in 30 seconds.
They did a Halloween and you didn't see Michael Myers for the first hour of
the I hated the most recent Halloween. I hated that.
The new era of WWE. I tied an onion.
Who was my belt, which was the style at the time. He's calling you Abe Simpson.
I know what he's doing.
Okay.
It took me a second. I was like, I did a what?
Did you what now?
Fucking hell. Well, we are on commercial break right now, folks. Everybody's taking a little pause right now. Like Ghost. They remade Ghost. Did I miss a Ghost remake?
You can't do that without Patrick Swayze in the Claymaking scene. Demi Moore and just, yeah.
Yeah. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Logan Paul is apparently
movies and everything like that. I hope that we start to see a trend of we saw the way that Iron Claw paid off and everything. We get a Dusty movie. We get even I dare say a Ric Flair movie. We get a Anawahi movie. We get the story of Rocky Johnson and High Chief Peter Maivia. We get something like that. We could get a goddamn miniseries out of the Anawahi family. So. Well, they tried it with Young Rock.
Yeah, no, that would be do a Netflix series, a multi-season series of the Samoan dynasty. That's the
absolutely,
name.
Absolutely.
What's up, EQ? How you doing? Rocking the Ravens logo. How you feeling about these Championship Sunday? I know you're a little.
I'm an unofficial peripheral Baltimore Ravens fan because fuck Kansas City. I don't need Taylor Swift in my Super Bowl again for the second time. But yeah, I'm a Ravens fan, and I'm interested to see, hopefully, potentially, the Detroit Lions just for the fucking feel good story. We get Eminem out there spitting raps, about the Baltimore Ravens in the Super Bowl. I'm here for it.
Zilla Fatu's teaming up with Jacob Fatu to take on main event tonight?
Yes, on
Okay.
GCW.
Okay. Interesting. But yeah, main event's been champion for a hot minute, so
Right. As Casillas Hogan movie is still in pre-production with Chris Hemsworth to play Hogan. Well, that's been talked about, rumored about.
yeah.
Maybe Hammerstone should play Hogan.
Hammerstone wanted to be Hogan and Young Rock. Let's go. Oh, we're back to
It's
the action.
kidding. Right?
Two count.
Two. Favorite action movie is Mo Money. Hey, Shawty, baby, I got your money. You think we get a Vince McMahon life story? Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you could get and it might have to be after he passes on, but if you could get an unadulterated, unbiased life story of Vince McMahon, man, would that be a fucking book? Like, come on now.
It really, everything included with this man. The story alone is worth fucking reading.
Theory and Control.
That was a hell of a move, though, that he sat there and hit on Carmelo. Was like a fucking exploder kind of suplex. Like he straight tilt-a-whirl and face planted that man.
Smashed.
Facts, money. That's true. What in the Rudy Poo are you talking about, Boston Paws? Oh, I think Boston's saying how your profile picture looks like you're a pirate, Captain Jack Sparrow. Captain Jack Big Dog. Start calling you Blackbeard out here.
Oh, he got it. He got it with the tights. He got him with the tights, Nick. And then gets jumped. Well, we might get Trick.
Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. You're even starting to hear the chants for whoop that trick.
They're chanting already. Here he comes.
Hey. Has Trick passed Carmelo as the next one up?
I think he surpassed Melo. Yeah, I do. I mean, I don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean Melo's bad. I just think overall package the
momentum,
everything that Trick brings to the table, he is past. Like Trick to me seems a more viable challenger to A-Town. And look, no.
No, we ain't doing that here. So we're getting the tension here as Carmelo's still eyeing up Trick, but yeah, Trick size-wise, everything looks like the more viable threat, the more viable option. And I think it's that's leapt him ahead of Carmelo here.
But look, the crowd is loving it. That's what I wanted to see, is if the NXT buzz would translate to this.
I think Trick has buzz outside of NXT. He has the buzz that Carmelo had when it was he's him Jones, he's him Duncan, he's out here stomping mud in his Timberlands, all of that. And now that time has kind of passed. It's like Braun Breaker of everybody was on the Braun Breaker train, and now that train slowed down.
Yeah. Look, it's filling up, dude. It's filling up.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Can I ask a question to everybody, including my boy next to me?
Pause.
There are only 4 women on the fucking poster. Why is Mr. Money in the Bank in the Royal Rumble? Is that weird? Is that redundant? If he wins the Rumble, does he get to call a shot and then cash in on top of getting a shot?
He cashes in on himself. I'm so nice, I beat myself. Do we think that Damian Priest is going to have a successful cash in right now? Because I don't think that happens. I don't think that's in the fold.
I'm holding out hope. I've been a big advocate for Damian Priest. I've been a big advocate for a successful cash in. I partly wondered the other day with the chat Does Seth's injury open the door for a potential cash in? Seth said I will make it to WrestleMania. What if he gets taken out before his match? What if he doesn't actually have a match at WrestleMania? He'll be there, but does he have a match there?
No matter what, Seth is, I'll say it this way, Seth is walking into WrestleMania as champion. He is most certainly not leaving WrestleMania as champion.
And we already kind of thought that. So, I mean, this plays well. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I saw someone else say earlier that Seth is holding the belt hostage. But you got to remember, like, the injury that he suffered, it's painful. But there's a lot of people out there walking around with a torn MCL. Like, it's not the big one. It's not your ACL. He will brace it. They'll probably numb it a little. Oh, Solo not happy.
Man's out here just trying to say, you can walk it off.
No, not at all. But I think he can fight through it. It's not the worst.
Why am I popping every time Jimmy's out here on screen of just the giant blue blockers and everything? He's just so ridiculous of like.
Oh, you were setting it up. You said Bad Bunny earlier, but now.
Da, da, da.
And he's just such a, not to use a ridiculously big word, but complete juxtaposition to Solo, right?
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Wow.
We're getting LA Knight coming out right now. Speaking of juxtapositions.
Ring Trick and Mello to SmackDown. Well, it'd been rumored a long time. People thought maybe he'd be involved with Bobby Lashley. But as it turns out, not yet. Not yet anyway.
Right.
Now, next Tuesday, we find out if they're going to go on, and they got a match on Tuesday for the Dusty Classic against Lawo, I believe.
Yes, they would be, if they win, they would be in the finals at Vengeance Day, and also Trick would be taking on Ilya in the main event, I assume, for the NXT World Championship.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if they get their wires crossed.
I'm almost tempted if they win and then they still have the match or something. You get a little bit of a tease during it. They maybe fall short in the first match. They have the second match, and that's where we get the blow up between Trick and Carmelo.
Are you seeing how we're going to commercial break?
Yeah, a big kind of thing.
That was different.
Yeah. It seems like WWE just keeps kind of trying shit right now. Of like, does this work? No. Does that work? Maybe. Does this work? Yeah. We'll see.
That's what happens when you get a new dude in production, right? Like, the new guy's gonna want to flex a little, get out,
He's like, I made this whole graphic. I'm gonna throw this up. I'm gonna fucking use it regardless.
I know Dunn wouldn't have done it this way, but
WWE has waited too long on some of these guys. Yes and no. You say out and out right now?
I disagree. I really do disagree because, like, okay, you call up Trick in December or in the fall last year, we wouldn't even be talking about Trick right now. Potentially, where are you going to put Trick? Like, what are you going to do with Trick right now? The roster is jam packed, and them being successful and consistently booked on NXT is good for their career. So, I mean, again, Trick just got hot. Maybe he never gets hot if you called him up too early.
I think Trick's the first guy that's really gotten pushed under the Triple H era. Carmelo got pushed under Vinny Rue. Same thing with Braun. So I think they were pushed with the anticipation of we're going to jump you up here and then we'll just make it work. And they would have gotten lost in the shuffle. But then we had the changing of the guard. And so now some guys have had to simmer saute instead of, pop up on the main roster there.
Yeah, and I think I do know that like Nick Khan has talked several times about making NXT a legit third brand, not just a development, right? So if everyone that's really good or gets really good in NXT gets pushed out, then you're just constantly getting green main events and developmental main events. But right now we could have Trick versus Ilya versus Carmelo again. Baron Corbin's still wandering around. Braun Breaker's still there. Tiffany. Like there's talent there. And I think it's great that we want to see them move up technically. But at the end of the day, there's so many talent that made it to the main roster and just, they were just whispers in the wind. And bye-bye.
And now they've signed with TNA or they're back in NXT. So, yeah, there's that.
Right. So, I mean, like if Mustafa Ali right now was in NXT, burning it up, challenging the champion, he'd be killing.
I'm just more excited, respectfully, of everything that Mustafa Ali is doing on the independent scene. I still think that was fantastic. And for those who didn't see it, and trust me, it's still up in debate even amongst us of if we actually saw it or if we just imagined it.
No, it was, yeah.
Because Anthony got one version of it, I got another version of it here. But yeah, so at the end of Impact last night, after their second playthrough of their Snake Eyes, the second half there, they ended it after they did the whole video package, Impact's going off the air, everything. The static cut to Mustafa Ali out there. So what can Mustafa Ali do for you? And then we cut out right back out of it. So nice little teaser there.
No, well done. And again, when you deal with the pre-tape shows, I think Anthony said this last night, of if you have pre-tape segments that you insert into your edit, then you're not spoiling. People in the building can't spoil this, right? Ooh, Ali was there. They, the people live didn't know that they were going to insert that.
Yeah, nobody watching that show could have predicted that. Every fucking spoiler, nobody had that on their bingo card.
And all he's going to do well, if he's spending time in Impact, if he's signed to Impact, he will do well there. I'm not the biggest Ali fan. I know you're a bigger fan than I am, but I think at the end of the day, he'll do pretty well.
Oh, he's another big addition for them. Now that they've even brought back Decay, they signed Nick Nemeth. There's still the potential if they bring in a guy like Hammerstone or something like that. I think that there's a ton of potential there.
Right.
As I've got Solo coming out right now, so let us know, folks, who you're taking, whether you're taking LA Knight or Solo Sikoa here.
I think LA
Solo's winning. Or no, Solo wins or no contesta.
I think AJ Styles gets involved in this situation. What Randy laid out everyone last week with RKOs, so maybe it's AJ's night to lay out everybody.
Styles clashes all around.
Yeah, maybe. Where are you going to put Trick? KJ simple. You put him with Treat. Oh, big dog.
I'm so mad that's such a fucking dad joke.
Oh. LA Knight for the win. A DQ match. Yeah, it feels like this is a got to be scrambled eggs somehow.
Pause.
Solo lose again. I hope not.
No contest, I feel, is the majority decision. But I think there's going to be a DQ finish. I just don't know who, quote unquote, ends up on the right side of that DQ here. Right. Brought to you by eBay Motors. So fuck you, Slim Jim. We got eBay Motors.
I didn't know eBay Motors was a thing.
Nobody did until just right now.
Holy shit.
That's the first and last time anyone will talk about eBay Motors.
Right? My buddy texted me a few minutes and said that Big E, Titus, and a few other people visited the hospital that his daughter is in. That's amazing. And we know Big E and Titus do a lot of that, the giving back and charity work and hospital visits and such. So yeah, that's awesome, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think Titus is like their global representative for whatever that title is. Their global ambassador type shit.
Yeah. And the unofficial under the ring checker.
Yeah, well, he just dolphin slides.
CX saying big Trick and Logan Paul would be exciting. Yeah, not bad.
What about Trick versus Jake Paul?
Man, Jake Paul's so interesting because I remember saying it at the last year's Mania when he was picking fights with fans and he was just called in to be on the panel. And I'm like, this guy's going to be a heel. He's going to be a good one.
Right.
Gavin comes off even a bigger asshole than his brother. So yeah, let's go.
Yeah. I still like this. Suck it, Slim Jims. We got eBay Motors.
As LA just working the thumb.
Unless I'm living under a rock. Well, I don't know if you're living under Dwayne or not. That's between you and him. I believe it's the first time Solo's wearing wrestling boots.
No.
Actually. Really?
We joked about it the last couple of weeks. It's new, but this is not the first time. I believe C Money and Boston were cracking wise about it last week.
He's not out here trying to be a fun guy. He doesn't want that fun guy. He doesn't want that,
Right.
Where you got to get the fucking athlete's foot spray and everything.
Right. You're getting tired of people standing on my toes.
Right. As so we go to commercial break of dude with a melon head taking a back bump off a fucking car as we get Solo throwing LA Knight into the ring post here.
Throwing myself into a ring post.
There you go. I was waiting for that to happen here. Solo's been wearing boots for the last few weeks. There you go. The commentators just mentioned Edge and Danielson. Not surprising. I did not catch that. So if anybody else did, please let me know. But I did not catch that. That'd be and I saw shout out homie Big Ray over at Homie Media, all of that, because I know he mentioned this. I think it might have been on like his Facebook stuff and everything. So where it's going to be interesting with 2K24 and the 40 years of WrestleMania and everything, we're going to get a lot of Cena. We're going to get a lot of Orton. We're going to get a lot of Triple H. We're going to get a lot of The Rock. And that's not to say that they didn't have a, prominent figure in WrestleMania history and everything, but you're not going to get a yes movement because that guy signed with the other company. You're not going to get the rated R superstar showing up at any sort of, video package or anything and for a WrestleMania because that guy signed with another company. As much as, we joke about other ex-WWE guys have signed with AEW, that's just saying that now when it comes to a game like WWE 2K24, when we're trying to celebrate 40 years of WrestleMania, just letting you know ahead of time, those guys aren't going to be there because there's that division amongst the line here. And so that's why I'm surprised that somebody's saying that they mentioned Danielson and Edge on commentary here. CJ, yes, we did mention that it's now official, like a referee whistle. Vince McMahon has officially resigned not only from TKO, he has officially resigned from WWE. So Vince McMahon is no longer involved in pro wrestling. And let that moment sink in for what it will, and it's still historic and warranted at the same time, I will say. UFL returns March 30th. Well, debuts because now it's joint venture between the XFL and the USFL. So there you go with that. Casey, what up? I'm back. Had to do stuff for work. Well, there you go. I appreciate anybody that's got us, floating around in their earbuds and everything like that, or anybody that's watching the replay. As Solo just tosses this man on the Samoan back body drop there. I hope we get all the WrestleMania stages in 2K24. I want them to actually bring back like the unique pay-per-view premium live event stages. Like everybody remembers, the backlash hooks and everything like that. I think that'd be fantastic if they actually made the stages outside of just a WrestleMania feel unique a bit here. And not just because of a snowstorm either there. Looking at you, that one Monday Night Raw. As Solo right now in control. Spring football. Yes, there was a time here to where I was doing a weekly recap for even the XFL. So maybe we'll have to see about, how the situations play out here with the spring football. Bulldog off the Brett's rope there, most dangerous rope, the mid rope there from LA Knight onto Solo. Kyle, Nick, how likely is it that we get Mickie James' surprise return? I think it's highly likely. I've been calling for the longest time I even said it on our prediction show that I think Mickie James shows up at the Royal Rumble. It's all just more of what she wants to do, I feel, at this point, than if it's, a contract thing or anything like that. I think it's more of, does she want to do it? Because hubby's there, be a huge pop. You even have, like I said, I've joked before, Fallon Henley's out there in NXT asking her to show up and be a tag team and everything. So I'm here for it. LA firing back up with a clothesline. Oh, Russian leg sweep. EQ, what up? CX. Small Mark did ROH anything for Jay Briscoe last night. Would have been his 40th birthday yesterday. I did not watch Ring of Honor, so I cannot confirm or deny that story. I haven't seen anything going around, but I can't confirm that. Big hip slam in the corner there from LA Knight as he knocks out Jimmy. Is this going to be the distraction, though? Is Solo setting up for the spike? DDT. LA hits the DDT on Solo, but Solo instantly right back to his feet here. Dump Solo on the outside here.
Back on his feet for sure. Let's go.
I was going to say, well, I'm glad you came back on your feet instead of dumped on the outside there.
Right? Nobody wants to be dumped on the outside.
Why? The stupid crowd was chanting for tables. It's not a no DQ match.
The crowd, what a bunch. Just put them through a table. Fuck it. We don't care. Lots of yas.
Does that remind you ever of like when you used to play like the No Mercies or anything like that, the N64 games, to where you could sit there just like wind up and just slam their face on the table,
Yeah.
and slam AJ!
Solo
AJ
wins
with
by
a phenomenal
DQ.
forearm on the DQ. So LA Knight picks up the win.
There you go. There you go. We kind of knew that was coming, but yeah, here we go.
Am I weird in thinking that the
Yes.
Phenomenal One logo blending into the black kind of tank toppy thing with AJ? He kind of looks like Roman with like the chest platey thing, like the big dog logo shit. I kind of keep getting that same vibe. I'm like,
Right.
Instead of we got the big dog, we got the phenomenal dog. Jimmy's setting up with the chair, so they've already talked this out. Well, now AJ's like, wait, hold on. AJ Styles out here auditioned for a live action fucking Lion King with this fucking man of hair he's got here and his fucking full ass fucking chesticles.
As Jimmy puts the chair down, it's all for you, bro.
Do what you gotta do. He's gonna, if he hits a Styles Clash onto that chair.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
But
no.
Now this is going to be interesting if AJ turns and he starts swinging. Oh, Solo gets in the way. Take care of it or I'm going to take care of you. Oh, this is where AJ's going to swing the chair on Solo. Yup.
Oh! I'm a little disappointed. No Roman the night before.
You tease. You build.
No. I mean, again, if Roman was just here comes Randy.
Now, does the main attraction show up to let you know?
He should be here. You want to sell the show.
You to go and buy tickets and taking your hand into the arena, or does he wait for you to be in the seat?
If your favorite band's coming to town, the lead singer shows up to promote the concert. Like, that's the way it is. Like, I mean, for him to not be here the night before, a few miles away from where you're going to be the next night, make your presence felt, right? Watching Solo and Jimmy in a fight doesn't really, it is what it is. Why is he not here? Yeah, I agree with you, Mark.
I'm more of the I wait until asses are in seats before I see Ozzy Osbourne.
No, I mean, again, you've already sold the tickets. The venue's already sold out. You don't need to.
So then why do I need them here? Why do I not want to save that for the special attraction?
Exciting. You want the champion to be standing there. Him completely absent from this show, to me, is a miss. Like, to me, it's Yeah, you're not doing any justice to the. It's like this
Oh,
match doesn't matter. It's a foregone conclusion.
well, I said initially, and I said I still stand on this. This is the pre-show for the Royal Rumble. Love it or hate it, it wasn't going to be the greatest. It was still going to be a show. It was still when we're going to get excited for the Royal Rumble, but it's not going to be a fucking holy shit show.
No, I didn't expect Roman.
They did Randy Orton.
Like right now, Randy Orton hits that move. If he was to catch a fucking Superman punch, I mean, it would be good. I mean, you want to, oh shit, right? And Roman hasn't really had an over moment in this whole situation.
As we're getting again the drape over DDT from Orton as he just hit it on Jimmy. Now he hits it on AJ. But could we still see? We've still got time on the clock. Could we still see?
I want a spear. I want a spear right now. Randy throws his arms in the air and eats a spear. That's how this should have went down.
I mean, Heyman's still out there.
RKO!
Does this not, though, just have Randy go over strong going into a match, the Fatal 4-Way, so then when we come out of it, we can still have Randy versus Roman?
Possibly, yeah. But it all depends. If Roman's not going to be at Elimination Chamber, then what?
We saw this with, Cody's not going to be in the plans for the main event of WrestleMania, and then all of a sudden, redacted, retracted. Well, so this is now when you're starting to see mainstream media get worked by wrestling smarts, that this is where it gets interesting of us who have been indoctrinated into the system, have been used to this. LA Knight with a
BFT. Blood force trauma at the wire.
Literally lower third, everything. That's why I was sending it home, because we were kicking it. We're ending it with Randy Orton there, but that's a hell of a way to end with LA Knight. I like that because that puts everyone else over. All three other men in that match over. You don't need to put Roman over because he's already the alpha.
Not about putting Roman over, but Roman being involved and invested in you're defending this title tomorrow, and you're not even around to talk about it. You can't give me a pre-tape. You can't give me some type of the champ acting like he gives a fuck about this title match. That bothers me, man.
You got it last week. Got it last week.
No, they should have done it this week. The night before. You can't do nothing with the champ?
You have that. That ain't even what I'm mad at.
Like I said, I mean, I don't expect Roman to show up every week, but there's got to be a couple shows leading into a major pay-per-view that he is there. Yeah, last week he was there for the contract signing. And again, I love what these guys are doing, but they're just beating each other up, which we figure they're going to do tomorrow.
Yeah, but I think it helps get kind of everybody over. I feel a bit with that a bit. You had LA Knight look strong, very much hits the BFT last lower third. Like we literally thought we were wrapping it up. And then again, 2 shows now in a row, Impact and SmackDown. Literally, we think we're wrapping up, we're going home, and all of a sudden, last minute, post-credit scene there shows up.
Yeah, because I mean, the bookers are getting wise to the triggers that the fans are waiting for, right? Oh, lower third, good night. And they know that's those moments, right? And I think they're doing well with that. But ladies and gentlemen, SmackDown has come to a halt. LA Knight goes off with his music playing. Everybody got a little piece of somebody tonight. What was your feeling on SmackDown? What was your rating out of 10? How did you feel about the go-home show for Royal Rumble?
Did it make you more excited, less excited, same excited for the Royal Rumble coming up tomorrow?
I feel like it didn't really move my needle. I'm equally excited.
Fair enough.
Like, it didn't take away. Like, I'm not like, oh man, no Roman, I don't want to watch the Rumble anymore. I just want to be like, I mean, I just, when you're building a big angle, like a big title match, it's like a prize fighter not showing up for the weigh-in. I don't need to be there. Let that guy sell the fight.
Fair enough. Yeah, it didn't, hinder the gender, but it also didn't, light the fuse, bring the boom, dynamite.
Right. Fair enough. But I mean, again, I did it take away? No. I'm excited to know that we've added some names to the Rumble. I love the fact that the women's is still wide open right now. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I'm okay
Right.
with
Speaking of wide open, I wonder if this man that I've got coming out right now, John Moxley, this man coming out on Rampage, if his forehead will be wide open in under 3 minutes, I feel, with this match here. As he's taking on Lee Moriarty with his, Woodland Critter Christmas fucking t-shirt on now.
Oh, fuck my life. Just when I think they're breaking up, they get fucking cartoon t-shirts.
So Woodland Critter Christmas.
What do you feel about Danielson against Nagata? Like, why are these matches happening in my life?
So I can't sign Okada, so I got Nagata. Hello, Okada. I got Nagata. Here I am at Camp Kanata.
Right.
It's a little of like, okay, so I can't sign you, but I'll sign all your Japanese friends. I've got Suzuki out here. I've got Nagata. See, Okada, I will lure you to sign here because I'll sign all of New Japan from 10 years past.
Yeah, all your old friends can come in and do jobs, so that should entice you to come over, right?
I mean, it's the everything with AEW. On one hand, I'm interested because I'm a pro wrestling nerd and I like, the matchups just because it's an interesting matchup. Like you and I went back and forth about Suzuki versus Adam Copeland. Yeah. On one hand, you like it because you kind of just like the matchup. You kind of like both guys. You're interested to see how it plays, but at the same time, there's nothing that continues any bit of story, any sort of relevancy, anything. It's a cool match. It's like I've got GCW pulled up as I'm watching Rampage, and you could tell me that I'd get Danielson versus Nagata on GCW, and I believe you just as much as I'd see it on AEW.
Yeah, but here's part of my argument, and I put, I was on the record Wednesday night. That Edge Minoru Suzuki match was fucking garbage. It sucked. Like I didn't like. There was no no up moments. There was no excitement. There was no like, oh my god, there was no sitting on the edge of your seat for that match. It was fucking awful. It was the main event of your main show, and it sucked. Because, by the way, Suzuki's 36 years old. That's not right, right?
No, that's not at all the case. Where the fuck did you hear that?
I read that the other day and I was like, that can't be right, because I shit all over him for being like an old wrestler. And then somebody fact checked me and was like, he's 36.
His nickname's Murder Grandpa.
He's aged. He's fucking
I was gonna say, motherfucker, if he's a year older than me, Jesus, what the hell do I got to look forward to?
Yeah,
you just reach a cliff and you just fall the fuck off, apparently.
I was like, if he's 36, his life expectancy is 40.
Right. You've seen some things. It's hard out here for a pimp.
Roman has his title hostage.
I think he's like 55 to 61ish. Like he's Stingish age.
I'm not looking it up, but I mean, somebody was like, he's 36, and I was like, wait, trying to make me look bad.
Now all I can think of is fucking Clerks of 36 in a row.
In a row. 0 to 10, no Trish, fair enough. 8.5. We had a 7.5 as well. Roman playing it smart. He's letting Randy, LA, and AJ beat themselves down and let the heat between them build so he can play the vulture and pick the Bones at Rumble. Valid argument. Right. Could we have got a pre-tape from him? Maybe.
You got your interaction with the bloodline. You got your tease.
So give Jimmy the fucking world title then. Let him. He shows up.
Fuck you.
At least he's here.
Where the fuck did that come from?
Well, Jimmy shows up and he's actually taking bumps. As Shane Taylor and
so we need the guy that's out here. We could need the best friend in fucking Ferris Bueller's Day Off out here as the world champ is doing the bow. No, we don't need none of that.
Oh, fuck.
Suzuki is 55. Yes, David even let us know he's 55.
Thank you. I knew I wasn't crazy. Some asshole was trying to make me look dumb.
You tell him, Nick. What I don't know what I told him, but I told him. Who's the other commentator on Rampage?
I don't know. I don't even have the volume on. Right now, I have Gigi versus Chelsea Green on main event, by the way.
I have GCW with I've got out shout out my guy actually Nick J. Holiday, who I actually know and everything on Insta and has been a friend of the channel and all that.
There you
But
go.
I just want to know
Damn.
the girl that's out there with this group here on GCW. Can I get your number? Can I get your number?
But yeah, I mean, we're talking about potential call-ups and such, Nick. Seeing Gigi Dolan in a main event match with Chelsea Green right now is very intriguing to me. And she looks
Does she skip the rest of NXT? Because since Toxic Attraction has split out, it has not been a good time for Gigi Dolan and NXT here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not a bad show. I mean, she wouldn't be the first one. Like, I mean, we've seen other people come out of the mid card of the NXT and be like, all right, well, you know, we've
Just
seen enough.
Restart. Yeah. Chelsea Green's a prime example, even. Piper Niven's a great example, too, as well.
7.7 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. Definitely more excited. Roman is going to watch the four-way match and sneak in for the pin. Yeah, he's going to sit on the turnbuckle and just watch these three men beat the shit out of each other if he shows up.
Could it be one of those of, and it would have been interesting, and if Aldis hadn't teased the will make it for the vacant title, or even if he did, would have been of interesting, and I feel like Roman's done this before, to where as he's coming down the entrance ramp, he signs the contract and then tosses it, boom, shows up, spear, we're out of here. As these guys have beaten the bejesus out of each other, they have a fantastic triple threat match. Roman just shows up to piss on everybody's parade.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely an interesting take. I think it would have been cool to leave it suspended for a little bit, even if it was leading into tonight. Like, even if Paul, I get it, like, but leaving it up in the air of not signing that contract last week and leaving it, you know, for at least to tonight.
You leave that, you have that linger out there in the air of holy shit, they're actually going to do it. We're going to have a vacant, you know, triple threat for the Universal title. Well, because it's interesting to me of everybody that's like, well, Roman's not there every week. But you also have to realize Roman has health issues beyond what most people understand. So he much like when we were watching him back in of 2022 and everything, when they would fight in the crowd and he'd put a mask on. Roman still has to do what's best for Roman. When you have a fucking Bugatti engine, you've got to make sure that Bugatti engine runs at an optimal, you know.
Yeah, but I want to take it out for the fucking lap once in a while, my guy.
I mean, but still, yeah.
You know, I want to take it around the block.
I woke up in that new Bugatti.
Oh yeah, to answer your question, by the way, they've been using Coke on commentary. Pause. Not pause.
What is AAA? What is NWA? All right, but back to talking about AEW commentary. Daddy Magic is his name. Coke, if you do something strange.
Right. I think the four-way will be the main event. Potentially, yes. Which would be very intriguing. I don't know.
Men's Royal Rumble. You end it with CM Punk of just an ultimate fuck you, Tony Khan moment of you have Cody Rhodes get eliminated out of the Royal Rumble by CM Punk. CM Punk pointing at the WrestleMania sign and just I almost feel like he will utter something that'll be a shot that only like the camera mic will catch.
What I want is he wins the Rumble, he points at the sign, jumps off the turnbuckle and gives us a good old victory lap. And that's it. That's all he needs to do. No words needed. Just give us a victory lap.
No, what I get is we get Cody eliminates or CM Punk eliminates Cody and everything like that. CM Punk's pointing at the WrestleMania sign. We cut to Cody's there. He's dejected. He's all beside himself, much like WrestleMania. And you have CM Punk pointing at the WrestleMania sign saying, cry me a river.
Yeah, right? The camera comes in. Cry me a river. I accept that. By the way, we are watching Rampage.
There are things happening.
As John Moxley's fighting Lee Moriarty. Lee Moriarty has had more competitive matches with top talent and never got any love, any push, anything. But every time he's in a match, it's competitive.
Party Hardy, Lee Moriarty.
Apparently, like loose, hanging out with Shane Taylor.
Yeah, well, it's so weird of Moxley versus Shane Taylor, fantastic match. Lee Moriarty versus Shane Taylor, not so much, not so much.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. But Solo and Jimmy can interfere because it's the Fatal 4-Way. Yeah, we figure that's going to be a big part of this. Now, the question then becomes, Nick, does the OC get involved? They've been kind of hovering and teasing. They could either help or hurt AJ. Maybe they try and help him and he's not happy about it. Who else? I mean, that's the Fatal 4-Way and the no DQ dynamic opens the door. We said earlier, could Roman bring in other family members under the circumstance?
Valid. Does the OC get involved, and that's what costs AJ, and he ends up taking the pin because of that, and that sets up that type of situation. There's multiple ways they could go with this, but again, as to be said with the entire Royal Rumble card, there's multiple ways they could go with everything, but everything seems good.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, even with the match itself, right? Like, I know people out there might not be happy that, their favorite doesn't win, but there's probably 5 or 6 people in each match, maybe even more, but a good solid 5 or 6 that win and make the main event of WrestleMania very compelling and the build to it very compelling.
And even then, even if they're not in the main event, I think much like what they wanted to do with the Continental Classic, I keep wanting to call it the G1 because that's what they imitated. But there will be stories out of the Royal Rumble that aren't perpetuated by who won and who lost. It'll come off of who eliminated who lasted longer here.
Yeah.
What stories, what back and forth happened in that match.
Yeah, and I mean, we talked already about the potential of, Jay tosses Gunther, that leads to that, or Jay and Jimmy having a moment that could lead to them. Very, very intriguing, for sure.
Right.
And this match continues.
Sorry. Yeah. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to take a pause here of Bash 8 letting us know, hey, guys, this Mox match sucks.
Start me up. Nick's taking a pause for the cause. We are still rolling, folks. Approaching the 3-hour mark live. I will remind everybody we are back at 6:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. It's going to be a fun one. The Rumble, we're all looking forward to it. Nick and I are just still going over possibilities and how things could play out tomorrow. Make sure you join us. Be a friend, tell a friend. If you can take our link or take our call out for tomorrow and share it, we would love you. But yeah, Jon Moxley is fighting Lee. And again, it's competitive. It's back and forth. Moxley doesn't sell shit. And I do not care about this match at all. Shitty stomps. I'm with you, Bash. I know people get mad at me and people get a little bitter and some people run away when I start getting mad at AEW. But I promise you, if they start doing better shit, I'll start saying better shit. 2 count. More elbows. So for the second time, a series of elbows. Wow. Oh, yes, please keep me up to date on the AEW show I'm missing. Well, I'll see money. Oh, fuck. I could actually read the sarcasm in the message. But yeah, Moxley is all over. More elbows, more strikes. Oh, now he's going for the choke. It's over. Oh my. Could Jay show up and turn heel going back to the blood? I don't think so. I think that would be too swift. To be honest, big dog. I think it's too much of you got to gradually bring that along. It was such a deep cut, and it got to the point where Jay quit wrestling. Cody brings him back. If he just, I don't know if you remember, but when they kind of did that originally, where Jimmy was mad, like when Jimmy started all the bullshit with Roman, and then just was like, I'm good, I'm here. To me, it lacks proper storytelling. It was just kind of wrapped up too conveniently. So yeah, unless there's an angle that kind of works through it, I think it's too swift. Pat McAfee, number 17. There you go, EQ. Oh, Shane jumps Mox. Interesting. So Mox gets the win, and Shane just starts mugging him. Now Lee booting him. So are we getting a push? Are we getting a build? Are we getting some love for Shane Taylor? It's so weird. Right now, Moxley, who's been arguably the face of AEW for quite a while, is now getting beat up by Ring of Honor talent. I love Shane. I really do. I'm a little surprised with this. So now it looks like we're building an angle of Shane Taylor versus Jon Moxley. Oh, now we're going back to Renee Paquette. She got Anna Jay with her. Hello, Anna. With Angelo Parker. Stardust wins the Rumble. Cody wins Chamber. Roman versus Stardust. WrestleMania Night 1. Cody versus Roman Night 2. Creative Joe. I think at some point, is it not? At some point, not now, but at some point, I feel like there's grounds where we do get a Stardust. Like he does Stardust one night only kind of thing. Ruby is the new orange. Yeah, this whole love, tell me more, as Nick would say. You know, this whole fucking, oh, she slapped him. Why is the members of the Jericho Society still hanging out together? Anybody? Somebody? Anybody? I have no idea. Do you think Mox ever go back to the WWE? I don't know. I mean, Punk to me adds to the idea, Casey, that never say never. But Mox burned a lot of bridges and didn't have a whole lot of nice things to say about the WWE. Either did Punk, though. So maybe I'm wrong. The thing about Mox going back to the WWE is Mox doesn't fit. Mox wants to do the matches we just saw. Mox wants to do the skewers in the forehead. Mox wants to do the death matches. And in WWE, it's just not going to work out. He's not going to be able to do what they're asking him to do. Plus, he's going to have to sell something. And I don't think that that's a fit for Mox. Like, no selling. Yeah, right there. Like, if Mox goes back and he's in a match with Randy Orton or LA Knight or fucking anybody, you pick a guy, Seth Rollins, Gunther. Could you imagine Moxley has a match with Gunther and no sells? What Gunther would be feeling and potentially do the minute they got backstage? You can't no sell Gunther for 15 minutes. GCW is more interesting than Rampage. I might actually put GCW on if we're going to hang around for another fucking 40 minutes. I have Rampage on. Well, I mean, I know why I have Rampage on because we cover all the wrestling, but it's making me scratch my head. Now, the main event tonight of Rampage is it? Am I right that it's the Fatal 4-Way? That I think someone might have said it in the chat. Riffraff. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, I think it's a Fatal 4-Way, or is that tomorrow? I don't know. Mox is Mox. He is. Mox to me is overhyped, and I have a brother who's a diehard Moxley fan, and I consistently, give him shit about it because I can't get my head around it. I don't see it. He does the same shit. His promos have been the same for 5 years. Ever since he signed with AEW, he says the same things. He does the same things. I don't get it. Jericho Society signed an NDA to stay together. But yeah, Casey, I really struggle. I just think Mox needs the adrenaline rush. Mox needs those matches where he's bleeding, and he's not going to be able to do that in WWE. The main event of GCW tonight is Blake Christian versus Sawyer. Yeah, Sawyer Rack is a lady that I'm curious if she could move on to other places and do well. What would she be like as a knockout, that kind of thing? A big, talented woman. But Blake Christian's been outstanding. Blake Christian, for anybody that watches Ring of Honor, Blake Christian on the indies is not the same as the Ring of Honor Blake Christian. And he works really well as a heel. He really does. I just left work. I missed all the good action. I just wanted to say F-mom. Paul, I accept that comment. Thank you. As far as SmackDown goes, folks, and if you still want to chime in on SmackDown or Rumble, definitely all ears. But at the end of the day, I thought SmackDown was all right. It seemed to go really fast. When they were getting to the main event, I was like, shit, we're here already. So that must mean the show was pretty good. I think I'm going to give it a 7.5. As much as I criticize the idea, like I would have liked to see the champion tonight, the night before the main event. You know, you're defending your title. Again, he doesn't have to be in the building. He doesn't have to do anything groundbreaking. You could have still had everything play out the same way. I just want him to have a little bit of a presence on key shows. And to me, this would be a key show. AEW Rampage is what we get when we haven't had enough fun. Right. What did that say? The stars of CM. What did that say about CMLL, guys? The stars of CMLL will be on Collision tomorrow. As we're getting to Kasha coming out. Now he's wearing a devil's mask. It's too many doubles. We already got that gimmick. Who is your pick between? I take Blake Christian. Blake Christian doesn't make me want to watch GCW. Not a fan. He doesn't sell moves. Seems to be a trend with the younger talent. The younger indie talent very much has been known, Mark, for, again, you have to hit 4 finishers. I talked about this recently on one of our streams. I think the finishers should be protected. Maybe, again, I'm just an old man on porch yelling at clouds. But at the end of the day, you got to have moves that mean something. You got to have moves that when you see that move, people pop out of their chair. Right? Doesn't matter what's going on. Or you see it with Randy Orton. I don't love LA Knight's finisher, but he just did the exact same thing of like, oh shit, he hit it. Those finishers need to be protected. Yeah, every once in a while, someone's going to kick out of one. But you need to protect them. It's got to be like the tombstone. You hit a tombstone, someone goes to bed. And too often, I think with the unrefined talent in the indies, on AEW at times, it doesn't make sense. You know, you get all these moves. You hit all these big moves. You hit 3 finishers, and then you win with a drop toe hold. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. But I do like Blake Christian, his character work, his attitude. Not a bad wrestler, good move set, but definitely, it's GCW. Almost the name of the game is no selling. Brock, maybe Andy. The Brock situation is a little more intriguing. I believe similar to a wrestler we talked about from AEW. When this kind of situation comes up, you got to sit him on the bench and you got to let it play out. You got to figure out what the truth is, what the not truth is. But if I was booking for WWE under the circumstances, and we don't know if there's any validity, maybe it wasn't him. We don't know. But for the sake of the show and for the sake of the people in the show, I think you sit him on the bench for the night at least. You need more things to pan out. You got to figure out what the truth is here. And I feel like that should have happened in AEW, and it never did. Instead, we actually got him, the gentleman in question got a title match, and they've been playing his music, and they've been doing tape segments to avoid crowd reaction. WWE is not going to be able to do that with a Rumble. Maybe keep him away.
Speaking of someone who can keep away, but I am not the man in question, and I don't think we're deafening crowd reactions or anything like that. But like you said, though, with a certain with a Rock person and one Chris Jericho, you don't lose anything, I feel, of them not being there. Like you gain, you stand to lose more putting them there than what you stand to gain. So why take that gamble?
Yeah, and again, if let's say you were planning an angle for him heading into Mania, and you sit him tonight, you can work your angle in if and when you kind of clear up the air. And I think that was the problem with the situation in AEW was they just went with business as usual and ignored that it happened. And the fans
said everything was safe. It's the safety.
Safest place ever.
They did the safety dance. You can dance if you want to. You can wear your fuzzy hats. But if your
Oh,
friends don't wear hats, then they're no friends of mine.
I need someone to take TK's face and put him in that music video. Bum, bum,
I just
bum.
got a halfway pop because like the day after we were watching that and Battle of the Valley and everything, I was at the grocery store and heard, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. I was like, what the shit?
But Takeshita gets a easy win.
Oh,
Destroys Christopher Daniels.
yeah, as
I love it. Moxley goes 15 minutes solid back and forth with Lee. And then Takeshita comes out and dusts Daniels.
Takeshita is going to be one of those guys I feel by 2026, 2027 is going to be on a lot of people's list of best wrestler doing it. He's a blue chip prospect, I feel.
Or a free agent in demand. When people be talking about where's Takeshita going to be when his contract expires. This Don Callis, Chris Jericho, I'm going to say this out loud, folks, and y'all can, love me or hate me for it. Don Callis and Chris Jericho storyline needs to fuck right off. It has all the offs to fuck. It needs to go away. I don't want it anymore. This has been going on for 2 months. And I tried,
but I've no more fucks to give. My fucks have run aside.
You're right. And this is all because Jericho wants to be a babyface.
I've tried to go fuck shopping, but there's no fucks left to buy.
Kyle Fletcher just interrupted Callis.
As I'm just Marshall Mathers. Marshall Mathers showing up on GCW. I'm not a regular guy. I don't know why all the fuss about me.
Yeah. So Fletcher saying Takeshita had a shot at Jericho. Hobbs had a shot at Jericho. So why not let the smallest guy in the group get a shot at Jericho?
Why does Kyle Fletcher look like he's cosplaying Will Ospreay?
He is.
He's out here. He looks like Ospreay from like 5 years ago.
Right. Joey
and that's not a knock. Like, I think Kyle Fletcher's fantastic. I think, oddly enough, the best and worst thing that's happened to Kyle Fletcher is Mark Davis getting injured, because now it's made Kyle Fletcher stand up and show out because that's what the show's about.
I'd say that if he was utilized. Like, I don't feel like I've got a whole lot of
Ring of Honor TV champion.
Dude, you're better than
that.
Yeah,
I know. I'm trying.
You're better than that.
I'm trying. I got to at least point the counter argument here. I at least got to defend something.
I heard it come out of my mouth and I couldn't put it back in.
Right. I couldn't stop myself.
No, I mean, again, if he was on like Wednesday nights and he was in really good matches with other young talent and they were shining him, I'm completely. Oh, we got Private Party.
Oh,
Private Party was on the. Sorry.
Very good.
Well, it's just okay, so half of Private Party was out injured for months and months and months. They, they get back together. They've been on every fucking show since. And for all the talent that is on this show that doesn't get booked, this group against this group, every episode is killing me.
Was anyone out there clamoring for Private Party to come back? Were they the key missing ingredient in AEW? Because I don't feel so.
No, and we're going to revitalize the tag team division. Well, why are you fucking around with this trios group? There's no tag teams. Why you not put them in a match with FTR? Put them in a match with fucking the Hardys. Put them in the match.
Revitalize this. This feels like an NXT match. Like, I could watch this exact same type of shit on NXT. This is the No Catch crew versus fucking Malik Blade and Idris Inoue. It's the same fucking thing. Mm-hmm. You squint your eyes, it's the same people.
Right. Here come the Outcasts, by the way.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, what?
I was just going to say, on GCW, I have Blake Christian right now in the ring. So we've got the GCW
the main event
title match right now going on here.
There you go. Did they really challenge Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho? You know, Kenny Omega's on the shelf. He knows that. But yeah.
But is this the main event? Do we roll with GCW? Do we still? I don't know if we've gotten Jacob and Zilla yet.
Clip what? See money. Clip what?
I don't. Right. Context is king. So we've got.
Shit.
Well, no, that's Ruby. So we've got Ruby Soho, Saraya. We've got the new Outcast, and I still am remiss with this.
Yeah, I know it's Harley. Danny. Yeah. Anna Jay is a star. They need to utilize this lady more. They got to get her in like training. You got to give her more reps. Damn.
Is she bound to get injured though? Because the same, I feel like Anna Jay is exactly where Jamie Hayter was a year, 2 years ago.
Maybe.
And Jamie Hayter is still MIA.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's like, what's happening with Julia Hart right now? Is she still buzzing? Is she still cooking? Or is
I think her and Sabu, yes.
Who?
Thunder Rosa's making her. I think it's interesting that Thunder Rosa took a collision taping to stake her claim back at the women's title. It's like, well, like you've been a big proponent of like that should have been the first thing you fucking did, not
you walk
the
in the door and
third or fourth thing you did.
Yeah, you walk in the door and ask who stole my shit.
Right.
Put Anna Jay with Jack Perry. It's not a terrible idea, Bash. It would have. I mean, it definitely was a better idea when it first happened. Anna Jay would have been better off, but Jericho being Jericho had to have a faction. And
does Anna Jay go to New Japan, go to Stardom, and that's where she kind of goes? If Jack Perry's going to be in New Japan,
if she would just randomly slide in the ring for his next match and low blow whoever he's fighting, kind of like we saw with Tony Storm doing it with Juice before he left New Japan, to me it works. Wow, nice move.
I wouldn't mind Anna Jay kind of wrestling outside of AEW because I don't know how to really gauge what Anna Jay's in-ring skill is here because when's the last time we had a fantastic AEW women's match? Respectfully.
It's been a struggle. And I know some fans out there, oh, like this division's so great and it's got a lot of talent. That is undeniable. There's talent there, but it hasn't been great.
And well, it's not even knocking the talent or anything. It's not knocking per se the matches, what have you. It's you can have a fucking all-star team when you shut down Big Nick for saying Kyle Fletcher has been utilized. He's the ROH TV champion. There you go. But yeah, well, you don't believe that. You don't believe that. But it's not anything to say with the way that the women have presented, but you can have a fucking all-star lineup, but you still have to put the team together. You still have to put the right pieces in the right places.
Well, and I think an example is Jade, right? Like Jade what did she win? 50 matches in a row.
Yeah.
Lost 2 matches in her entire AEW career. Signs with WWE, and they got to spend 5 months training her to get in the ring. That tells you there's a difference.
No bet. As I'm in picture on Rampage, and I've got Blake Christian going after Mathers right now on GCW. What?
Yeah. No, I'm in picture. Yeah. I was just reading Big Dog's comment. Saraya yelling at the little kid. Yeah. And again, the Outcasts, they've been a bit of a mess. Tony Storm. The minute Tony Storm leaves, the Outcast becomes the face of the division. And then that kind of died. Like there was no real, why did Ruby not go after her? Why did Saraya not go after her? No, Tony just moved on. They were like, oh yeah, we used to know that girl.
Ruby's out here choking up the fucking person that's helping her come out to ringside of like, she's out here of like, don't you say that. Don't you ever say that. What the fuck is going on here?
And they got Coke on commentary. They got Diet Coke in love with Ruby. They act like they're not even friends anymore.
When did AEW? I know they haven't signed a deal with CW yet, but when did it become? I don't want to wait for my
Right?
con to be over.
It's ridiculous. Anyway, Anna Jay, it's got NXT potential. No, Anna Jay is great in the sense of she's got a look, she's got athleticism, she tries, she's just pulled off a couple nice moves. But when the green are leading the green, the matches come green.
Poetic, I would say. That was poetic. when the green are leading the green. Green.
Green thoughts with KJ.
Right.
Marcus Mathers is the opponent for Blake Christian. Oh, wait, what? Didn't you say it was Sawyer?
No, I was saying
no,
it
not
was
you.
Matt.
The chat. No, the chat. I thought Damien had said it was Sawyer earlier.
Well, sometimes when you're puffing on that and puffing and huffing on that hopium, you get your wires crossed. You get the wrong syllables there. So
I'm just Marcus
Marshall
Mathers.
Mathers. I'm just a wrestler guy. I don't know why other thoughts about me.
We had Miz versus Drew and Jay versus Damien. Drew and Jay won.
He's got to be talking about dark matches.
Yeah. Well, Drew should have won. Damien, they're in a pickle with Damien, man. They got to figure something out with Damien. Is he in the crew?
He ain't cashing in successfully. I can tell you that now.
No, it's a weird pickle for them because they're jobbing him out, but he's still got the briefcase and
he's going to cash in, and him getting cost his cash in is going to be his babyface turn.
Yeah, makes sense.
Or I wonder, does R-Truth fuck up his cash in, and that could split that divide? Because that's the interesting dynamic, is the weird babyface friendship between R-Truth and Damien.
Yeah, almost very interesting, because it's almost, at least on Monday, it was a bit to the detriment of Damien, not only in storyline, but as far as being a fan of Damien. Oh shit, Soraya, big kick. Oh,
I got a 2 count from Anna Jay here. We got a nice.
Come on, Rev, that's a DQ. Oh, this is fucked up.
I don't even know if I'm ahead or behind you.
My picture, I'm ahead slightly.
Fair enough. I've got Christian chopping Matthews here.
Right. There's a reason why WWE allows these talents out of their contracts. WWE is on another level. Yeah, again, you and I have talked about this, about Adam Copeland and such. It wasn't like they were trying to offer him the moon and he didn't shoot. Like, with maybe the exception, and I don't even know how much they pursued him, would be like an Osprey, right? But a lot of the talent that has gone to AEW, the WWE is okay with it.
I think that there's a level of things that aren't negotiable with a guy like an Osprey. Like, I'm surprised a guy like Jay White went to WWE or went to AEW versus WWE.
Yeah,
but it's very interesting. Of WWE knows what their vision is. They are the MCU here. They've got plans 2-3 years down the fold here, versus AEW's the DCU of, well, we're just trying to play catch up, and maybe we'll make some shit work, or maybe we'll just fire everybody and something will happen here.
Did Anna Jay won? I think.
I don't know. I had everybody.
Yeah, Anna Jay won.
I had all the outcasts leaving ringside here.
Should they still call her the Queen Slayer?
When the fuck was she ever that?
She's always been the Queen Slayer, Anna Jay.
What queen did she slay? Queen Elizabeth? I think Time slayed her instead of Anna Jay.
Right. It's because she choked out Brandy. So that's why I'm wondering, why do they still call her that?
No.
They just said it. That's why it dawned on me. Like, the Queen Slayer with the victory. I was like, oh, you're still using that, eh? Here's Eddie.
Burn it down. I don't like that at all.
Jerry Lawler would be going crazy right now, yelling puppies. I'm sorry, Ruby looks like she hates men. No comment. If
No
Damian was
comment,
going,
and I'm gonna just say, well, Jerry Lawler needs to open a shelter. I feel for all them puppies.
right?
Eddie, hey,
yes.
wait, no, Raquel's showing some midriff. Are you upset about that? But wait, no, she's a backstage interviewer. She's not a general manager.
Not the GM of the show. If Tony Khan starts wearing crop tops, I'm gonna have an issue.
Who has a fluffy polo shirt though? Who the fuck ever? Why would you ever wear that? What is that for?
I don't care. She looks amazing.
She looks like she skinned a polar bear and made a fucking polo t-shirt out of it.
Small polar bear.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you bludgeon a cub. It's easier than fucking going after the parent.
Love it.
All right.
It's Seal. She's Canadian.
It's Seal.
I'm gonna get canceled in Canada for that joke.
Well, what's another country I won't be allowed into?
Ruby looks like she would date Vince. Oh, stop that.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Her hometown. Whose hometown?
I don't know what Eddie was just saying, though, because Eddie was cutting a promo, and then now I cut to a fucking bounty commercial. What the fuck?
Oh, it's ridiculous. Who is your pick for the fatal for the four-way match? So OC handpicked the people that are going to be in the match to take on the winner gets a shot at him.
Did he handpick them or did he shin tap them? Did he just kind of walk up and just tap them on the shin and just like, you're in, you're
right?
in?
He shrugged it. He shrugged it
if he shrugged around you, you're in the match. But so who's your prediction?
I'm not even sure.
Who's in the match. I can't remember everybody else that's in the match.
Who's in the fucking match is the question.
Let me. Kip Sabian, Commander, the Butcher, and Vikingo.
Oh yeah,
in a freshly squeezed fatal four-way.
What? Yeah. Sorry, Nick.
No, you're good.
A freshly squeezed fatal four-way. Is that ironic?
So who's your pick? Who's your pick?
One of our fellow podcasters that I'm a fan of, I heard him losing his mind of like, why is fucking Butcher in this? What has Butcher done? See, that whole conversation that happened about Hook and Jinder and that has now put everybody, nobody was thinking this. But now when you see like the Butcher is going to be in the number one match, a number one contenders match, you're like, but why? But why?
Yeah. Well, you thought him and the Butcher and the Blade were almost out there on, on the streets when Bunny was out there. So yeah, the Butcher out here. This is just, but wait, your contract's coming up. So see, you had a match. I reached your obligations here.
Right. Well, and again, if you're Orange Cassidy and you get to handpick your opponent, why the fuck would you pick that guy?
Because he's not going to win. He's going to job. So I'm going to pick a job. I'm going to pick the Brooklyn Brawler. What was all the Brooklyn Brawlers gimmicks there? Like Screwball, whatever the fuck. Everything. I'm going to pick him. I'm going to pick that guy. I'm going to pick James Ellsworth. Right. I'm going to pick fucking
right.
What's his name that had the one leg?
I'm trying to see who. So it's Vikingo. Kip Sabian's probably going to win this fucking match.
You think Kip? Kip's on a bad show.
Well, Kip hasn't done shit in 4 years.
Yeah, Commander. What about Commander? Vikingo? He can walk the tight ropes real nice. Like he can do all the flips off the ropes.
Okay. Oh fuck, man. Here's a better question: is anybody who's currently in this chat or you, like none of those matches, like X versus Orange Cassidy, not one of the winners of this match? I'm like, all right, let's see this.
I'm saying it's good. That's why it's going to be Vikingo because that's the closest you're going to get to Vikingo v Orange Cassidy. They'll hype that up, and you'll get your one good Orange Cassidy match of the year.
And poor Butcher in this match with like Butcher should be able to tie these three guys in a fucking knot.
He's there to be the guy that they do the flippy shit off of. That's what it is everybody else in this match does flippy shit except for the Butcher. So he's just there to be the fucking
catcher,
fucking heavy metal, beefy guy there.
No, they got him as the catcher. They'll be throwing fastballs at him all fucking match, right? But here comes Vikingo. being brought to the ring by Alex Abrahantes, which randomly seems a thing lately of Alex just showing up with other luchas.
Well, his luchas don't show up that often, or they are mostly injured. So he's like, I got to show up with all the luchas.
Somebody asked a question about fucking Ottawa. Where was it? Is it Ottawa or Ottawa? There is Wawa, which is a different place altogether.
That's a gas station.
Yeah, but it is Ottawa, like the like spell here. It's very much Ottawa, but there is Wawa.
Actually, one of the places I know the most about was closest to me growing up in Canada was Ottawa.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. I was right by Ontario. Like Brockville, Ontario.
Yeah,
we would
Brockville
actually go across the St. Lawrence River over there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brockville is kind of that last kind of stop. There's been many road trips where Brockville ends up being the place where we crash because it's a trek, especially out that way. It's all fucking dark and woods.
There you go. There you go.
I'll take the Butcher. If the Butcher wins, I'll be fucking mind blown, Casey. Seriously. Just.
Well, I've got Kip Sabian right now a little bit in control here.
But there is a Wawa as well, just so you know, Boston. Good fishing in Wawa.
See, I only knew Wawa as a gas station, not as an actual place.
Oh, it's a place. Wawa, Ontario.
Wawa, Washington?
Yeah, not Walla Walla. I was going to fucking say it. Every time I think of
not
Walla
to be
Walla,
confused with Walla Walla, we have Wawa. Not to be confused with Walla Walla.
Every time I hear Walla Walla, I think of Ryan Styles. Kip Sabian for the win. Is one of the things that's, I don't know why.
Every time someone says the word pain, I think Adam Sandler. Like, what the fuck? It comes out of nowhere.
Right. Oh, nobody. 4 men in the match. Nobody in the ring. All right. There. Oh. Ooh, Tope.
By the way, if anyone cares, I have Joey Janela more go away out here talking with Blake Christian.
Joey Janela. Will anybody know what happened between Joey Janela and Flop Dollar tonight?
Terrible.
Yeah, I mean,
regardless, like, it's terrible.
Like, that's go away heat on go away heat.
Terrible. Charles Barkley, that was just terrible. So I've got Joey Janela trying to challenge and square up with Blake Christian in no one gives a fuck match.
Is Brockville where Brock lives?
He was so imposing they just named the city after him.
Yeah, fuck it, it's yours.
You can just have that. That ain't what I'm mad at.
No, Brock is up in the wilderness
Saskatchewan.
of Saskatchewan.
Butcher right now firing up, just throwing bows at
what is happening here? Man, this is clunky.
Across the board. Yeah, Butcher just like, this is what happens when a grown man's involved in a match.
But it looks weird. It looks like a grown-ass man picking on a teenager.
This is what happens when your friends try and fucking rile up to your stepdad type shit. Just, I'm going to just beat the fuck out of all of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That is true, Smile Mark. That's sometimes why we don't see Butcher in stints is he's out with his band because it's probably more fun and more lucrative than what he's doing here.
100%. At least he gets over in those gigs versus here.
Right. Is Butcher a new age Wardlow? No. Especially because
he looks more like Warlord instead of Wardlow.
Yeah. Walla Walla, Washington.
Do.
AJ's a Vikingo, Mark. I mean, I don't dislike Vikingo. I just don't. I've seen it. I mean, if you've seen one Vikingo match, you've seen them all. Commander, same.
You've seen him just do that same spot 18,000 times now. It's not cool anymore.
Yeah. Butcher is also the bassist for the metal band. Yes, I think I already got that one. Yeah,
Yes.
I thought Brock was from Rocky Mountain. It's getting late. Clearly,
I'm gonna go have a Coors Light.
Can't believe this store was a thing. No, can't believe what?
Maybe he's talking about Wawa.
Oh, Wawa. Okay,
I don't know.
is Wawa's a gas station?
Yeah, well, do you have Buc-ee's out by you? I haven't
No,
ever had one by me, but
Bucky Beavers.
yeah, a gas station that
No,
is goddamn almost like Walmart.
no, we do
Oh,
not have Bucky's.
okay.
Bucky, no Bucky's.
Bucky, Captain Bucky O'Hare.
Wawa is what babies call water. Okay.
Yeah, valid.
I did type Wardlow. Yeah, there you go. Wardlord. There you go.
There you
New
go.
Age
There you
Wardlord.
go. See, great minds. I read your mind.
There you go. Smile mark. My brain just put it together in other ways.
Right.
Dun, dun, dun.
Brock is from the Brocky Mountains, lives with Bockwinkel. Bockwinkel.
It's a Brocky Mountain High.
Yeah, high for sure. Yeah. Kyle Fletcher versus Chris Jericho next week on AEW.
Why? Why?
Because good match, no story.
But it won't be a good match. It's not good. Chris Jericho in these fucking matches with good, high flying, fast, up tempo talent, it just drags down Kyle Fletcher. He's got to wrestle at Chris Jericho's level. Chris Jericho's blown out within the first 30 seconds of his matches. This will not be a good match.
You're not wrong, and I'm always holding out hope that somebody will just leave Jericho behind and just, well, fuck it, Grandpa, you're gonna keep up with me instead of I'm gonna keep up with you.
Yeah.
The future is now, old man. But yeah, there is very much. We saw it even going all the way back into anybody that wants to sit there and well, you're just starting to hate on Jericho because of this, that, or whatever. No, we said this before when he was having the match with Bandito, when Bandito was still not hurt and in AEW and was having to slow down to keep pace with Chris Jericho. This man has been the fucking pace sucker pause of everything, every match he's in. It's going to slow it down, slow it way down.
Yeah, and I think part of my issue is I'm tired of Jericho versus Callis. And I feel like they're trying to shoehorn Jericho into being a babyface. And even bringing back Sammy Guevara was a bad idea as a baby. Like, it just, none of it has worked. None of this scenario has worked. But Jericho knows Callis is getting all this heat and all the boos. And his theory was, if I go after Callis, they'll cheer me more. But they're not.
I'm going to take the guy who has nuclear heat so they can't have a choice but to cheer me. And then, no, they just, once your second stops playing, boo, boo, boo. Boo this man, boo this man.
As Butcher flattens Commander. Engine broken. Is his favorite food Brock lobster? I don't even know anymore.
Brock Lobster. Well, wasn't it interesting as I'm just remembering this that Sabian and Butcher the Blade were kind of a mini for a little bit there.
Yeah.
As shout out to Affy. I got Affy coming out, and I will put some respect on this man's beard game because man's out here making me even a little bit jealous of here.
Oh. And the match rolls on. Anybody who's a fan of Jericho is living in the past. Facts. Until otherwise proven. Facts. What Jericho's done over the last 2.5 years has been awful.
As I think we're getting Affy versus Mance Warner on GCW right now, which is actually on kind of the GCW scene, been built a bit of, Affy's been a guy that's been a prominent figure in GCW, and Mance very much been on the up and come. He's kind of broken out from Second Gear Crew, Well, there was a point. Didn't we see Mance at one point challenge John Moxley for the AEW World Championship?
Yeah. Remember he won that Battle Royal?
Yeah.
And then, I like Mance a lot. So wait, the Blake Christian match wasn't the main event?
No, we're still going here.
But there's more.
But wait, there's more.
Wow, big Spanish fly between Kip and Commander. So it was the night before Rumble, and all 2 entrances tucked in bed. I'm so afraid to read the rest of this.
Now the ring rat was stirring with visions of WrestleMania signs in their dreams.
Okay, that's cute.
In their heads.
I didn't read it in advance of clicking on it, so I was so afraid of where that was going.
I'll go down with the ship. Yeah, so I've got Mance coming up. Yeah.
Jericho wrestling at 240 frames per second. Bless him, though. Hardly gets hurt. Yeah, right.
I will go on the record and say Mance Warner is beginning to teeter on that Terry Funkdom territory of becoming a guy that's known for having fantastic matches, has that lore built up on the independent scene, and that if you know, you know, if you don't, you don't. And I'm waiting for him to have that breakout moment that, and it could just even be he's coming out here with the jeans and the fucking ultimate, no mercy, creator wrestler, taped up hands and everything like that. But I think there's a lot of guys like him out there, and he's one of the forerunners of that, of guys that are in GCW that have the hardcore death matches and everything, but could still have a good pro wrestling match that doesn't involve the blood, guts, and gore.
Yeah, no, Mance is a great talent. He knows how to work. He'll give you any style. I'm hesitant to go Terry Funk, but I get what you're saying. As we got Canadian destroyers and moonsaults and shit going everywhere.
As we've got a small king trying to have to stand up on a ladder or on a chair to sit there and be eye to eye with Mance there.
Yeah, I think that happened before he resigned, though, to be 100% honest with you. But yes, he was removed from the profile section. Yeah,
I am not surprised.
Jericho moving at half the speed of smell. 5 minutes left. Oh my God.
And which show? Because I got 2 minutes on Rampage. Oh, powerbomb 1, 2. Vikingo breaks it up. So Butch was about to win.
Yeah. No, he just keeps getting. The last time he went for a pin, too, Vikingo stopped him. So Vikingo getting beat up. Vikingo, who's about 90 pounds, is whooping the shit out of this big metal dude.
The man who's still out here wrestling in his entrance gear and everything. Like the man who has to have his outfit on so he can weigh in as at least even a cruiserweight.
Right.
Oh. Him and Commander going back and forth here. But so, yeah, I've got
your call.
Affy and Mance Warner about to kick off on GCW. So if you're watching that at all, let me know who you're taking. I'm taking Mance Warner. I don't know how you feel because I know you're a fan of Busty and all of that. So
yeah, no, I wouldn't take Effie though in that one.
Fair enough.
I wasn't a fan of Jericho in the past. He sucks. He's always sucked. He always will suck, period. You know what? I was a fan of Jericho up until about 3 years ago.
Commander won, goddammit.
Yep. Oh, wait. So Alex Abrahantes came out with Vikingo and now is celebrating with Commander. So Commander's going to fight OC. What the fuck?
Yes, and just Alex is just all the luchas. If you're a lucha, I got you. Alex
is just a lucha skank.
Out here just waiting for the next lucha to get over.
But yeah, Rampage coming to an end, folks. We rarely take ratings on Rampage. It is what it is.
Yeah, well, I've got OC right now coming out here. I don't want to say confronting, but at least looking at Commander here as he pulls the title out of the backpack.
Yeah, we get some respect between the two gentlemen. Commander almost broke his neck. You can just say that on pretty much every match we get for
Right.
Commander.
You're
Dangerous.
gonna at least say that once an AEW show. At least it may not even be Commander. It's at least somebody involved. I'm better than you, and you know it. Dun,
Right.
da, 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 da.
Right. Joey Janela. Yeah, that's not good. I don't care for Joey Janela in any way, shape, or form. So if he's going to fight for that title, that's unfortunate. This is the main event right now. So why is Effie and Mance the main event of GCW tonight? Would your world title not be?
But I've told you, I get what you're saying. I feel like the story, the back and forth a bit between Effie and Mance has kind of been built more the prevalent thing. But I
Then
do
no.
get what you're saying. Of normally you don't end without your main event being the world title, but also your world title is being held by a guy who's not signed to you.
That's also, yeah. I mean, it's odd, right? I mean, again, you would imagine there was a little bit of build going, but not really because it was Sawyer. But yeah, I don't get it. Watch
Well,
the
it
main
didn't
event.
even end up being Sawyer. It ended up being Mathers. Of
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
just Marshall Mathers. I'm just here to do the job. I don't know why all the fuss about me.
Right. Maybe that's why they pushed it to second last. Then
Yeah, that could be it.
maybe I could see that. Spray tan eyebrows, make it strange. Watch Maven's channel. Nice guy. Dark Side of the Ring season 6. I'm looking forward to this. They've already announced the lineup. It's gonna be a fun one. As a fan of the show, I've gone through a lot of them, and I think this season they're gonna touch on a couple things that I'm really intrigued by. I mean, British Bulldog's gonna be a good one.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm interested with the Black Saturday one because not a
Black
lot of
Saturday.
people know about that
Hmm.
or understand what that really meant.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Maven, I think he just paints everything in an upward trajectory, so he always looks surprised.
Yeah. Everything from neck up is just painted up.
Everything is just, can you believe it?
Right. Justin, see ya tomorrow. KJ and Nick. You never know who will show up. Thank you, Justin. We will be here live. We will be here ready to go. And yeah, we just hit 3:30. So I think I'm ready to fucking say last call for everybody out there.
If you couldn't
Online.
tell by KJ's voice, his voice is even starting to
It's a
sound like
crack.
last
You
call
catch
there.
that?
Last call.
Yeah. OC doesn't sell. Nobody sells. If they were at a flea market, they'd all be broke.
Yeah, shit. Welcome to AEW Wrestling, where the match is made up and the cells don't matter anyways.
Right? Shit. One little, two little Boo Hearns. Boo Hearns. I just, am I wrong that, like, I know people think I'm harping on it, but the AEW is not doing themselves any favors anymore.
I was saying Buddhist. Were you saying Buddhist? But
Buddhist in my mind.
yeah, the issue is, I know we talked about at times, even at nauseum, with the Netflix, WWE, the streaming deal, and AEW almost. I feel like they need to do that because the live attendance is not suited them anymore. Like
Mhm.
they've somehow starting to book themselves out of a live audience. They're going now lowest rated, lowest attended Dynamite, followed by lowest rated show, followed by lowest rated show,
Mhm.
back to back to back. We've had people that have been in the areas to where the shows have happened, and they are talking about how they're not doing well advertising locally live events. It's almost seeming like they need to they need to go back to like the pandemic era of
Mhm.
we're just going to keep everything streaming so there is no crowd so we can control the crowd response.
Right? I mean, shit, at this pace, they're almost there, like down to the crowd size. And I think it was Anthony that said it last night of like people foo TNA, but the numbers aren't that far off. TNA selling out shows that aren't much smaller than AEW's ticket sales.
Well, is it better to sell 2,000 seats at a venue that sells 5,000 seats, or is it better to sell 2,000 seats at a venue that sells 15,000 seats?
Right? You're not wrong at all. And you feel the difference, right? Like, I mean, even like with GCW, you got a couple hundred people there, but if you put them in a big fucking auditorium, it feels stupid. So you go with the crowd that you can fit.
Oh, speaking of GCW, by the way, both men are busted open, and Mance just sabooed Effie jumping off the top rope with a steel chair here.
Yeah, there's fucking blood everywhere, to be honest.
But that's if you have a smaller venue, yes, you're still selling the same amount of tickets. So why not have it in a smaller venue to where that smaller crowd feels more impactful versus trying to say I ran this venue.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't at the end of the day.
Right.
But yeah, I mean it's it's a struggle. It's a struggle. Last but not least, actually, I wanted to touch on Becky and Finn win tomorrow. Very interesting. So much blood. Tomorrow I make my Rumble picks by number and never number 30. All right.
There you go.
Is WWE app and stream service gone yet? It's all Peacock and Netflix now, not until 2025. Right now, it's still WWE Network in Canada and around the world. Still Peacock for you.
Yes. Well, Peacock thing isn't fully in question until quite some time. The network is dying out at the end of 2024. They've announced that will cease to be. It'll all switch over to Netflix at that point. The interesting question is, where will Raw be in the interim between October 2024 and January 2025?
Definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. But ladies and gentlemen who still remain, we are back tomorrow for the Royal Rumble, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. In the meantime, be a friend, tell a friend, click all our links, click all the buttons, be a part of the show. And we thank you for joining us on this wonderful Friday, whether you're watching us live or otherwise. And until next time, bye.
Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you talking about that wrestling, you want to put that for life with it.
See you on the flip side, folks. Come back tomorrow. We're going to rumble.